educated guess, I'd say that man is alive.
The lords of the underworld await. You will clash steel upon bone, blood upon rotten flesh, and fill this void with light. You must answer this call, Husk. You will be the one that will finally kill them dead.
Cursed to live a life stuck between man and monster, Dinosaur Man is a stranger in a strange land filled with danger and excitement. Fighting the beast within to become a hero is no easy task. Joining him on his quest is Spaz, a cute and cunning cat person, and the beautiful Telexis, a warrior slave girl with a troubled story of her own. A cavalcade of odd, alluring, and downright evil characters awaits our heroes. Read the webtoon today on these fine platforms. You and your kids will love it.
The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is real life, and in real life,
stories don't always have happy endings. Frog G, the story of a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess sent on a mission to kill a god by death itself. Now our hero must roam the underworld to regain his humanity and win back the woman he loves.
Swift, fearless, deadly. These are the men of the Military Assistance Command. They do the jobs the others don't dare to. Trained in the lethal arts. You'll never see them coming. But if you're lucky, you might just hear them rocking. Now, to regain their freedom, they have to take out the assassin clan that made them the Rock and Roll Ninja. Get your copy today.
Those who have seen your face draw back in fear. I am the mask you wear. It's me they
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your man Jay. Thanks for tuning in. God, I'm moving like 30 frames per second. I'm like an old PS1 cutscene right now. What's going on here? Maybe I can fix that. Over here on my end, it looks fine. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We had... Did I freeze? Oh, there you go. Okay. It's like... Yeah, see, it changes. I know what's going on. Well, I'm not touching it. That's fine. We're good. We're going to keep it as it is. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We took a brief hiatus here. I'm going to show off my awesome thing. Give me a second. This is my new background. We have the Fund My Comic logo here. Mighty Bot Studio up here. And then over here is the new art department logo. I'm going to go let you guys, I'm going to let y'all soak that in for a second. All right. There you go. Pencil Dude came out pretty good. That was fun to draw. I'm getting more and more into cartoon stuff, just having a blast. Took a little brief hiatus. The tropical storms couldn't stop us. I'm fighting a cold right now, but I'm on the tail end of it. I'm coming out. I'm a little stuffed up. So I'm very nasally, so please forgive me. We're going to do some drawing today, maybe. I don't know. I had nothing planned. I just grabbed some books last minute since last time we talked. And I haven't talked about here. So we're going to talk about some books. I haven't read them, but we'll talk about them. That's what we do, right? We're going to wing it. So first off, I backed 2 of these a while ago. It's nice that they came in. This is Jose Garcia's Lumina Vox. This book is pretty neat. I have to read it thoroughly in depth because there's a lot going on. But the colors are really good. The art is very cartoony. My only gripe is that sometimes the colors, I don't know if it was the print or whatever, like when you see it online, it looks really bright, and then in person, the colors are kind of muted. They're not muted, but they're dark. And I feel like if they, maybe it's a printing, maybe they might need to be brighter or something like that. But this originally was volume 1, and then he did so much art that it ended up turning into 2 volumes. So for the price of volume 1, you got 2 volumes, and I think this is on Fund My Comic. It's a second chance campaign right now too. So very neat. If you like Jose's style, he's done like Tiger Blue and a bunch of other stuff. The guy's like super fast, comes from an animation background, awesome stuff. I wanted to support him. The stuff in here is really crazy, and I love it. It's great. So definitely look up Luna Vox, check that out. And this was pretty cool. I got to read it again to understand what's going on. I just look at the pretty pictures. That's what I do. This one I haven't even opened yet. It came in. I was like, cool, great. I looked at the little sketchbook that it came out with. A little disappointed that it wasn't bigger. Groken, this is the catch-up tier, 1 and 2. I haven't even looked at these books yet, so I'm saving them for a rainy day. We get some stickers and stuff. The little art book. Like I said, it was so tiny. I was kind of sad how tiny it was. It's like the size of an ash can. But yeah, Kenneth Rockefort's, his stuff is just sick. Looks great. So I'm looking forward to digging in these. I haven't seen nothing. No reviews, no art, no nothing. So I've been like spoiler free on these. I'm stoked to be able to sit down and peep those out. Someone brought this to my store and wanted to trade it in, and I was like, yeah, I'll give you a couple bucks for that. This is the sketchbook, or a lot of the concept art for My Life as a Teenage Robot, and it is very it's all like mostly blue line stuff, but this is all a lot of the concept stuff for the cartoon and a lot of designs, which is really cool. Very Art Deco like, and just real fun style. I remember the cartoon, I wasn't into it too much. I couldn't get into it too much, I don't know, it seemed kind of, I don't know, it was okay. It wasn't really for me. I mean, the art's cool, but the sketchbook, rare, is pretty dang neat. So yeah, and it's hardcover. And yeah, just a lot of cool concepts in there. Like I said, very, very Art Deco like. So this came in, so I got this. I couldn't pass that up. Hey, Chris Fisk, what's up? Hey, man, thanks for tuning in. Jason was here earlier. He said, I love you. Hooray. I love you too, my man. Super cool dude. Thanks for coming in, Chris. I sent the link out. If you want to hang out, come on in, man. No problem. I sent it in the chat, in the chat room there on X, the Twix. And then I showed this off before a little bit, but I wanted to kind of go more in depth in it. This is the art from Cuphead. Cuphead's a game that they use a lot of 20s and 30s style animation in it. A lot of it was hand drawn and hand inked. So yeah, this thing's awesome. Look at this, is a beefy boy. I think this was on sale on Amazon, but I think it's like about a $40 book. But all the character breakdowns for the game. So there's Cuphead and Mugman. I love the style. The game I couldn't get into too much, just because of I wanted more Contra, and it's more boss battle, which is cool. But even like this, like the breakdowns of stuff here. Oh, there's more Mugman. Look at that. This stuff is really cool, but it's all like, and then they do the same thing with the bosses, the cast, all like the concepts they had for the cast members. Chris here, the Cuphead, the bane of game journalists. Yeah, they couldn't like jump, like they couldn't double jump. I can't beat the tutorial. Freaking morons, man. Like now game journalists just do it for clout. They don't do it because they love games. Let's see if we're gonna find one of the cool little bosses here. Let's see. And then they talk about we'll do the flower guy. So here's the flower guy, right, that you fight. And then they talk about like different, maybe like concepts that they had for him too. And then a background. They hand painted the background, and they give it some insights of stuff too. Towards the back is very like conceptual stuff, which is cool. And even you get to see stuff that they didn't do, or things that they had ideas to do. And like the boss battle like phases and stuff. This is really cool, especially if you like the Fleischer style, Fleischer Studios art. They have a mountain boss. This one was cool. I thought this was a snow boss that didn't come out. The snowman here. And then they paint the backgrounds. They watercolor the backgrounds and stuff. They have one or two of them is actually like they had a model, like when you fight the genie, they built a little model of the pyramid and stuff, and then they like filmed it, like they spun it and they filmed it, and that's like the background is like actually like what Fleischer did. Fleischer did quite a few shorts or movies where they had the background was 3D, was actually built, and then they animated on top of, which is really cool. There's a Popeye, there's a holiday one. That's really neat. Jason's in Baltimore. He can't pop in. Chris might try to hop in. Cool, no problem. Appreciate you. Popeye cartoon has some sweet miniature backgrounds. Yeah, I think people didn't know that, and now it's starting to come out. And now with the restorations, you really can tell. So yeah, it's like Fleischer is starting to kind of be cool again, which is awesome. So I gotta print out something here. If you like, did I put it back? Is this the right book? No, this one. Speaking of Fleischer, if you like, Fleischer sounds cool to you and you like that style, as well as if you're a fan of Frank Frazetta artwork, I am working on Berserker, which is Fleischer and Frazetta come together. Is it a story of a teddy bear who has to brave the nightmare realm to save the soul of his owner? See if I can show you good. I don't think I got anything that great that's physical. Here, we'll show this one off. This is the spider, the Spider Queen. That's gonna control like little Pinocchio marionette looking dudes. Oh yeah, here's this one. This is the latest one I did. This one came out pretty good. So what I'm doing is I'm doing them traditional, and I love this. This is just HP printer paper. I love drawing on it. So this is him fighting the drowned, which is like a bunch of like trapped souls and like the muck that's like the silt that's on the bottom of like the swamp. So it's been fun drawing monsters. It's been really cool. Still working on the model. I'm kind of approaching it kind of like an animation. You know, breaking down the faces, how I'm going to draw him every time. So that way when I draw him every time, he's going to be the same. So right now he's like 5 circles. A circle for the head, 2 circles for the ears, then I do a circle for the cheek, a circle for the other cheek, and a circle for the snout, and then I add the beard on it. And but I might change his head a bit from a circle. I kind of want it like a dot. He's going to be a dot head. I like the candy, like the candy dots, the gummy candies. They have a particular kind of shape to them, and that's how I'm gonna start drawing his head that way. So that's Berserker. I've been posting stuff on the Twitter and the Instagram, working on stuff here. Might crowdfunded. We'll see how that goes. Chris Fisk says, "Oh, or is that we? Battle Teddies for the win." Yeah, I found out there's other Teddy books out there. I'm like, son of a gun. So yeah, hit that like. Like a cone with its top chopped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a gumdrop. Dots are gumdrops. Like if you know the old school gumdrop shape, that's a dot. So I told my wife, I was like, "Hey, it's gonna be a dot head." She's like, "Wait a minute, what are you?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess that sounds kind of bad. The more I say it, the more if I allude to something else." Like, what kind of book are you writing here, man? And then here's the actual physical one of the little. I didn't give this guy a name, but this is the drawing of the background. As I was saying, yeah, the book is Hindu. I don't. It could be. If it's gonna sell, sure, man. If that's gonna help sales, whatever. The book can be whatever you want. It's to the reader's interpretation. I wrote 2 chapters so far. I'm working on the 3rd chapter right now. And I'm writing it like a novel. It's how it's being written. Like it's not just like panel 1, bear, blah, 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 his name's Old Bear, blah, blah, it's not like that. It's actually, I'm writing it like a novel. And then I'm going to adapt that into a book form, whether it's going to be, I don't want it to be a floppy. I want it to be a graphic novel. And if I could make it a hardcover, I would really like to make it a hardcover. But it's, there's not going to be little panels. It's going to be like maybe 3 panels maybe or something. So, but yeah, this is my little pencil dude. I do have stuff situated here set aside for the winners of the last stream that I had. Fanta won and Ray won. So I got their stuff aside. Ray is going to be shipped at a later date because he's out of country. He's in Australia. And Fanta, I already sent her a message with the storms and stuff. And I need bigger envelopes because some of the stuff I'm sending her is bigger than 8 by 11. So she's going to get some neat stuff. Everybody's going to get some neat stuff. Depends who shows up. Maybe I might give away some more doodles. I'm always doodling. I even have done doodles that I forgot about. So, why not share them to you guys? All right, let's see. Congrats. Oh yeah, it was fun. Usually people come at the tail end, maybe 11 o'clock is when people start showing up. There's a big Australian audience for the art department, man. One time we had 4 Aussies in here and hockey. But if Hockey doesn't show up, then who knows? I want to make sure he's still in. You know, X is weird sometimes, and people like leave and then come back out of the art department crew. So I just want to make sure that they're still in. But let's add the camera. We're going to show the second camera on the stream. Let's do this. All right, we got some Joy Pecoraro playing. And man, this thing's short. Jeez. Got to close up shop. I'll hop on a bit. Cool, Chris. Look forward to talking to you, man. It's been a minute. So I had no plan. I have no idea what I was going to draw. Also did some. Where is it? Let me grab my other book here. I did some. I did a fan piece for Waifus and Kaijus by Pedro Wayne. I did a fan piece of that one, which I'm working on digitally. And he might turn it into a card, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, just drawing, you know. Always looking for new stuff to draw too. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. So we're going to do a homage to Sam Keith with Berserker. All right. This is one of my favorite Sam Keith covers, and I just remember this. And so we're going to do Berserker like this, hanging off with one arm. Part of Berserker is when he get damaged, you know, he's going to have like threads, and I want to do the telephone threads from him. So this is going to be fun. It's not going to look exactly like this. I'm going to change the pose up a bit because I have an idea in my head, but I want to... we want to do that. So we want to do Berserker hanging off the cliff here, but I want guys running at him. All these bad guys are going to be running at him. And I'm going to pop that over here to the side. Just so every so often I can take a peek at it. Alright. That's a different sample of fave. Fave. That gotta be a typo. Unless you're talking something I don't understand, Jason. All right, let's take a peek here. I got the gist. We're gonna wing it. We got this thing. It's gonna be coming like this. How's that? Yeah, sure. Okay. My lights, I don't know. Like, I'm looking very yellow today. I don't know what that's going on. It's gonna be like reaching up, hanging on to this thing. And then I think of him like this. So Berserker, so far, his body's a hot dog. His head is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles. And then for his, let's see how this is gonna work. His body's a hot dog with a circle on top. 2 circles for his shoulders. I might run out of dang space. It has to be like this. Sam favorite. Okay. Yeah, Sam Keith is dope. Yeah. Yeah, it is one of the. Let's see. And then one's going to be up. One leg is up. And the other is going to be kind of climbing, trying to reach for that one. And the nice thing, what I've been enjoying is like doing a physical, like doing, or analog, you know what I mean? Doing a traditional, man, and then like taking it and put it in Procreate and then tweaking it in Procreate. And that has been like real fun because you get to kind of do the best of both worlds, and you get to step back and look at it and then be like, oh, you know, I can make this better. You know. This is going to be front. This is going to be behind. Upper body. I might tweak his upper body too, man. I think it might be too simple. I might have to do something cool. And he has this skeleton belt. I might have to do this on a bigger sheet of paper because I kind of feel like it should be like this, like long, like this way, but we're going this way. I gotta get a good chair, man. My dang, this chair just kills my back, dude. I'm like, I'm getting old, bro. It's no fun, no bueno, man. And he has like a tunic, a little fur tunic. One, 2, 3. He has a beard, so it comes like this, and then 2, 3, and then a long beard. It's not a common cover of his. I've seen people say it's their favorites. Yeah, dude. That's when I think Sam Keith. That's the one I think of for Wolverine. That's such a neat run. Cyber was such a badass enemy too. But like the crazy toxin. Crazy like fear toxin stuff in his body, in his adamantium skin. Let's see. Still working on the face. So we have a circle nose. I might bring back these eyes back like this. Yeah, like kind of like thick eyebrows. And I've been playing with giving them like the little like W, like bears have. A little bit. a bit too much on this side. We'll see. You know, I think that's a nice thing. I can mess around. There's a scar eye. Inside, a little bit of inside baseball. Not inside baseball, but art department exclusive for the stream watchers. Berserker is missing his left eye. Because of course he's a teddy bear and he has button eyes. You know, in our world. So he's missing his left eye because a dog got a hold of him. So he's missing his left eye, and he has a chunk missing out of his ear, his left ear, because the dog was chewing on him. This might have to be up more, I think. I like that. I'm liking this. I think we're going to go like this a bit. His mouth is like really big. Let's do that. But you know what? Maybe his look is gonna evolve. We're just gonna let it happen. Maybe I gotta get a little sloppy with him. So he shows up, you know. Like, here you are, old bear. There you are, my dude. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Let's do this because I am not important. Hey Matt, what's up, dude? Oh, I don't want a spotlight. I want to switch. I threw out the link in the home team advantage. If you want to pop in, man, if you feel like it. If you're feeling froggy, jump, homie. Oh yeah, shit. Oh, well, this is turning out great. Shit, man. Let's see. Just gonna have to scoot this over a bit. Where are you, man? There you are. There you are. Hope he's not like, I've been weird right in the back. Because I am horrible. I'm horrible with that shit, too. I've been here in the back the whole time. We gotta tone these down a bit. This little. These little fuzzy britches. There we go. And this one's gonna have the axe ready. He's gonna be like, all right, you fuckers. We have to make that more upward though. So the axe fits. The axe gotta fit. I'm really enjoying too, like giving the axe like this personality of it curving. Like it's not straight. Like I like it if it kind of curves like a cartoon. Like the handle. Like that. Yeah. Hey! What's up, Nox Slayer? Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, man. I don't got Google Translate. Appreciate you coming in, though, man. I hate that the send button is right below the delete button. No kidding. There we go. We're gonna give him the. I've been enjoying drawing the. Here, I don't need to do this because this is gonna be, the cliff is gonna be here, so we're not gonna see the bottom anyway. Like same way I draw his beard. I've been enjoying drawing like this fur, almost like this weird like leaf. I don't know, man. It looks different, in my opinion. Maybe we'll do some. His arm's looking a little. He's like. Maybe it should be back. Yeah, but it's not gonna fit, son of a bitch. I already went through this stream, this playlist. Boo. We're gonna end that. We don't need the screen share. In case you guys are tuning in later. And you guys didn't see it. This is the reference for this. This is the homage. Sam Keith, Marvel Comics presents Wolverine. Which is wonderful. I watched your interview on that, was that John's Lungbox channel the other day? Bar? It was really good, man. No, this one's first. That's right. This one is not first. The one in the front is actually the one going up here, like this. This is the leg that's in the front. You're not going to see the skull because the leg is going to be blocking it. Play NABA. I don't know what that is. ANBA. I'm sure it's abbreviation for something. Hey, listen, you guys were dunking on my musical tastes, dude. I was like, I like Hootie and the Blowfish, and they were like, nah, man, on top of the list. They were just like shitting all over my music tastes, dude. I said, don't be hating. Crack Review was a good album, man. Let's see what that's gonna be like. Like this. I don't know. Here. Yeah, like and subscribe, or Luke can subscribe, either or. I'll take it. Click that bell for the notifications. Thanks, Jason. you guys haven't seen Jason, he's Unhinged Entertainment here on YouTube and Twitter and stuff. And he does a show every Tuesday with Death Metal Hero topic lists. They've been going 3 years strong and haven't missed a day yet. This show started on Tuesday, but that's when they streamed, and I couldn't, and it was the same time too, so I couldn't be on it, and I enjoyed watching it. So then I was like, I bumped it to Wednesday. Then everybody started doing Wednesdays, and now I'm doing Thursdays, and I think this is where I'm gonna stay on Thursdays, man. I think it works. It works good. We're gonna maybe, let's shorten that hand up. It looked pretty big. I think we're gonna have to. Jason says yes. Hootie sucks. I understand. I think this is I'm giving him kinda. He does kind of have short legs, kinda like skinnier legs, but they're not that freaking short, man. Ah, man, this damn cold just won't go away, man. There we go. That's looking good. That looks better. Yeah, he's on. I figure you're on your phone. You're at the Baltimore Comic Con, which is cool. So if you're in the Baltimore area, hit him up on Twitter. And yeah, man, go see Unhinged out there. I don't know who else is out there. You hanging out with anybody out there, Jason? Sharing any tables with anybody? Representing CG over there, in Baltimore. I'm in Baltimore, bitch. Yeah, boy. I gotta get some new albums, man. I'm debating if I'm just gonna keep it chill or if I'm gonna, listen to shit I like to listen to and just torture whoever's on the show. Don't need that. Don't need that. Here, let's hide this. This is making me look bad. Let's see. Is it that one? Is it this one? Yeah, that's better. Cool. I'm going to stop that and mute because I gotta blow my nose. I'll be right back. Much better. Okay. It wasn't so bad now. It's just like starting to be pressure. Like right here. Oh, dude. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. I am ready. Even though I'm working the weekend. I'm ready for Sunday because that's my day off. Going to Disney World at the end of the month. That's going to be cool, hopefully. First time I've been. Taking the kiddo. First time she's been. We're gonna have a good time. Stoked to see Epcot. You know, stoked to see the Magic Kingdom. Hey, it's not really crowded, and I'm like, yeah, boy, yeah, boy. That's a shame. It's like, you know, as much people wanna. I understand. It's like, dude, like, you know, oh, Disney's sucking, Disney's woke, doing all this shit, right? That's like, I understand, but man, you can't blame the characters. You know, you can't get mad at Mickey Mouse, bro. It's not his fault, man. Oop, we got a guest in the back. Let's bring him out. Chris, what is up, my dude, man? I can barely hear you.
Any better? Or
that's much better.
All right.
Awesome. How you been, dude?
I've been all right. It's definitely been a while, man. I see BEARZERKER coming along.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. I can't complain, man. It's coming along, and I think I found the thing. You know what I mean? I'm just having a blast. You know.
Hell yeah, man.
And it's I'm doing it the way I want to do it. I'm doing the style that I want to do it. You know, if people like it, cool. If they don't, well, whatever. Yeah, whatever, man. I'm doing what I want. You know.
Well, yeah, man. That's one of the freeing things about being an artist versus being a writer is like, dude, you're making it. You know?
Yeah. And I think artists always have to be, you know, you used to do art and stuff too, Chris. You know, you have to you're telling a story visually, even though it's not words. So artists are always natural storytellers to begin with. You know. Yeah,
that's true, man. Wow. Oh God, yeah, it's been interesting.
So what you been up to, man?
A lot of work stuff, some medical stuff.
Oh no!
I had a centimeter of water in my kitchen last Friday.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh man. Like I'm starting to realize that those, you know, the water and ice fed to your refrigerator. It's like almost more trouble than it's worth at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One of the hoses back there just randomly sprung a leak.
Oh geez. Yeah.
Yeah. And like it was like 3 a.m, and my cat is screaming at my bedroom door because I don't let him sleep with me. You know, close the door because I wake up to a mouse fart. So he's screaming at the door. I'm thinking, that piece of crap just probably wants some food. You know. So as I walk downstairs, I suddenly hear. I was like, oh no! Yeah, that was fun. In a way, I guess I can kind of thank the cat for not having it just be a centimeter.
Right. Yeah. We had to get new appliances because our refrigerator. This was 2 weeks ago. Our refrigerator was like, sounded like a helicopter taking off.
Oh no!
It was like, whoa! Like you think it's gonna like start hovering and shit and just shoot out to the moon.
The Charlies are everywhere.
Yeah. Hey, Anonymous 24/7. Thanks for subbing. Appreciate you stopping by.
Sweet.
Let's see. So yeah, BCC. So okay. Is it no one in CG has a table that I know of, but Shay is working it, and Sai, Neff, and Freak Girl, and Stippling Vaughn are going. Okay, cool. So a bunch of people are going. So that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the Baltimore Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. I mean, even if we don't get a table, man, just go and enjoy it. But
every Comic-Con outside of San Diego Comic-Con seems to be a lot more comic book orientated.
Yeah. Well, Hollywood took over San Diego because look where it's at, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the few times that I went there, it was all video games, and I'm like, where are the comics? Yeah. It's like, hey, do you want to get the creator of Street Fighter 4's signature on your poster? I'm like, no, the poster's free. I'm gonna go check out comics. See ya.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I think I still have. I had this one T-shirt that I loved. Expressly a British institution. It was the TARDIS Prime. It was a T-shirt that had Optimus Prime turning into the TARDIS.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, man, I love that stuff.
The last con I went to was Chicago Comic Con. No, it was C2E2. Because I used to live up there, and I got a shirt, and it was like Super Something. What the heck was Super Something Bros? And it was Rocket Raccoon, but it was the cover of Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, nice!
And it was Rocket Raccoon doing the pose, but it was Rocket Raccoon, and he had like Groot in the background and stuff. It was pretty cool. I was like, oh, that's dope. I was like, oh, let me get this. Cool, man, because they were like just wrapping up, and I stopped and started looking. They're like, you want something? It's like, yeah, let me get that shirt. He's like, cool, man, here's a free poster. I was like, great.
Yeah. I know, like that's the other thing is like bring a backpack, even if it's empty. When you're going to a con, man, it's gonna be full by the end of the day. All the free swag.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I didn't get that much free stuff going there, so I felt like it was like I don't know, man. I was kind of disappointed. Like I thought I'd begin like people walk around with cool bags and free shit and stuff. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like nope.
Oh damn! Are they starting to cheap out?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's becoming bigger than the C2E2. Like started, it was like the cool con, you know, that people started going to. You know, it was like it wasn't the big mainstream one, you know, but now it's super big. So
yeah,
they had a bunch of panels, and I'd go sit in the panel and be like, okay, like what's going on, like. And I'm like, oh, this panel sucks. Like, let me get it.
You notice that like a lot of like the shows and like there's like a very small group of like movies or shows that I'm even remotely interested in. They're like, hey, you could talk to the stars. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. I'm like, cool, I guess. Like, don't they got something better to do?
Yeah. They're gonna lecture me on my privilege.
Yeah. It's just like, what? Like.
Yeah.
You can see some, I don't know, trailer? I don't know, man.
Yeah. Hey, look, that same trailer we just saw on YouTube 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. It's like, sure, I guess. I don't know.
And it doesn't smell like Axe body wash in here. Man.
Yeah, and then lines out the, doors. And like, I'm not waiting in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when one of the times I went, Battlestar Galactica was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, yeah, they get in on their forum or whatever. And I look at the queue, and it was like wrapping around the building. Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah.
I'll watch the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Although apparently Bryan Cranston was walking around Comic-Con one year with a Bryan Cranston rubber mask on.
Oh. Okay.
So it's like, yeah, the dude that was in Breaking Bad is apparently, in disguise as his own character.
Right.
So, man. Surprise. You're damn right. Man.
How's you still working on the tabletop stuff? How's that coming along, man? And I seen you posting some stuff, some tiles and things like that.
Oh yeah. So I got my hands on an FDM printer, which is so there's two types of 3D printers. There's the PLA or like the resin stuff, which is like you fill this vat full of goop and then it slowly lifts out of the goop layer by layer until it makes your little plastic thingy. And then there's FDM, which is you got this big spool of filament and it kind of like poops it out like toothpaste and it hardens. And what I've learned is both of those 3D printers have their place, meaning that I'm glad I have both types because the figurines that I made, the really like the 35 millimeter figurines, like I shrunk them down and everything, like they're super detailed because it's like 8K resolution and all this crap, and like, but they're fragile, so it's like you got to treat them like a lead figure. Like back in the day, yeah, like the D&D nerds when we were before somebody like put the anti-Darwinism award garters on lead figures. We used to have tabletop miniatures that were just made out of lead until and they were super fragile. So you'd have some, like most of your figures would have like a missing sword or something, or like a broken arm, or so I think that's what I might be using for the little figurines for when I print out my tabletop stuff for the plastic guys, because that resin is like super fragile, but it's super detailed. But the FDM, holy crap, dude! Like that stuff's durable.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, its detail is slightly less. Like it's not as good to like get the super fine details, but and you got to do a little bit of post print work, like sand stuff down and stuff. But yeah, I got all the terrain tiles out. Like, have you ever heard of that game? Was it Heroescape, where it's like they have build the battle or build and battle?
So. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm aping off of with the Infinitale battle system, or at least you like basically like I've got like a bazillion different types of filaments. So I have like semi-clear or translucent blue for like water tiles, and there's like a little vinyl decal of the water surface on the top.
Oh, okay.
And then there's like green for like grasslands and brown for rocklands and gray for stone, and you can build like dungeons and shit. And I'm looking, there's this guy on Etsy. I might try to either talk to or try to figure out something. He makes amazing like obstacles, like tree props and wall props and stuff. And they fit really well with the Infinitale scale. So it's like, ooh. So yeah. I don't know. I had some play tests with some old friends. I had this friend and his wife that used to play, and they're like, "Wow, dude, this is awesome! Like, let's do it again." Great. I'm like, I don't have the time.
Yeah. Dude, yes, that's always the worst. I don't got enough time.
Yeah. God damn. I wish I could go back in time with this stuff. Like, make all the cool stuff I can as an adult, and just give it to my teenage self and be like, "Have fun, kid."
There you go. Yeah.
Man,
you don't have this yet.
No, it's like, yeah, you know, all that paper reams and those those Hewlett Packard printer reams that you buy full of like Xeroxes and stuff. Yeah, and the 3-ring binders full of useless notes that half of them you throw out, and bad doodles and stuff. Yeah, well, now here it is, done by professional artists and printed out in laser printer. Yeah, I don't know. I miss that stuff. It's weird. It's like the
creating thing is what I'm having the most fun with. Like, what's the world look like? Like, what are the like? I'm having such a blast designing all the enemies and stuff in Berserker. Like, what he's gonna be fighting and shit, and just like trying not to do standard stuff. That it's like, like it's kind of pushing me creatively. And
yeah, like the drowned.
Yeah, like I was like, I never would draw that. You know what I mean? I'm like, let's give them a bunch of arms. You know, it's like a bunch of like souls that drown, just encapsulated into like one fucking mass of muck. It's pretty much what he is. You know what I mean? So it's like, because I started doing like the ideas because the nightmare. So it's gonna be like, kind of playing off fears that usually kids have. Drowning, bugs. The dark, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, that would definitely make me poop myself.
And they were like, it's not really for kids. I'm like, well, I mean, it could be, I guess, like, because it's I mean, us growing up, we probably would have been fine with how I'm writing Berserker, because there's no blood and guts in it unless it's the monsters. If you're afraid of monster guts, then yeah, because he's gonna be smashing shit. So he's gonna be kicking ass.
That's always been a challenge with like with the like when you're making your book. It's like, or at least for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, it's like they're like, so is this like a children's book? No. So is this like an adult, like, boobies book? I'm like, no. And it's like, so what would your target demographic be? And I'm like, well, this was made when I was like 12 through like 18, so
yeah, you could probably consider it's for like Lord of the Rings, like it's for like Lord of the Rings audience, kind of like the Harry Potter audience that usually like Harry Potter like feels like it was before Lord of the Rings, so probably Lord of the Rings audience,
yeah,
sword and fantasy and shit.
Yeah, because my parents were terrible, like they never like, I mean, I saw like. I saw some pretty bad stuff, like rated R, like Nightmare on Elm Street. I was in 2nd grade. I'm like, yeah, this is cool, man.
all my friends were watching that stuff. I couldn't. Like, dude, my imagination was so damn any horror shit, dude. I could not watch it because it would keep me up at night for days. Like, just this thought of like, just like the mere thought of like Chucky or Freddy Krueger was just like, oh. But then I'd sit there and watch like Fire and Ice. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like Never Ending Story. Like, I had a VHS that had like, I think it had like Fire and Ice, because we would like rent stuff and then dub it. You know, we like record it because we had 2 VCRs.
Oh,
you know?
nice.
You know, or we would rent something and like dub it to beta because we had one of each. You know.
That's
And
awesome.
so I had like a tape that I know I had like Fire and Ice. I'm trying to think what else was on it. Like, I think it was like Fire and Ice, and then like Romancing in the Stone, right? And then like Robin Hood, like Disney's Robin Hood. You know?
That's quite the eclectic, like the mix, like.
And then like Never Ending Story and like something else. So it was like Never Ending Story and like 2 minutes of Cat's Eye, and then like something else because they dubbed over Cat's Eye. You know.
Wait, isn't this my high school graduation? Oh no!
Yeah, I was just like, what? So I mean, we're talking, we didn't have camcorders back then. I'm talking like 82, 83, you know.
Yeah,
So it was
like, those camcorders were like shoulder-mounted anti-aircraft.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, you want this? You bought the one from the TV, like that they were using at the TV station.
Yeah. God. Yeah, I don't know, man. I loved, like, you know, it's a shame like what they did to Willow, because like OG Willow in the theaters was freaking amazing. And then, like, apparently the series was so bad that they, like, took it off the streaming service.
They did. Like, how are you going to do a whole series and then take it off, dude?
Yeah.
I'd be so ashamed. Well, just like, yeah, we spent all this money. We're, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's because it damaged. Yeah, I think it's because it damaged the property. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's better to not have it than like, say it's an official.
You take off about like 3 Star Wars movies and freaking like 4 shows or something, man. If that's how they feel about it.
Yeah, anything with Disney attached to it, to Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Yeah, goodbye, man. God, yeah. Imagine like how we would have reacted as kids after like. Because I mean, we're adults, so we've already like we've had a lot of time pass between watching the originals and then watching kind of like, you know, the vandalization of our stuff. Imagine being like that same kid back in the 80s, and somebody's like, here kid, here's the Disney sequel trilogy, and you're like, awesome!
Oh my god! Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You start crying, like, what happened?
Yeah, I know. Or just be like, oh, what, like. Listen, they have like Iron Man and Captain America would be in the same movie, dude. And as a kid, you just be like, what?
Yeah. Oh, I know, because when I was a kid, they had that awful unreleased. Remember the one where like basically Captain America just like carjacks people?
I love that movie. I loved it. I loved it so much. I would watch like the opening part like all the time, because the opening part was the coolest before he got strapped onto the rocket, and he's like, it's like in the dark, he parachutes in, he starts kicking some Nazi ass, he fights, freaking Red Skull, and it's like, I was like, oh cool, and the rest of it's like all brightly lit. We're going to Italy.
Yeah, and it's like he just runs away. It's like
he's like, what's over there?
Yeah. God, yeah. I guess that's the one thing that we can say that like Disney did improve upon up until the end game was the if you compared like the 80s offering of Marvel to, because they did actually have kind of a cinematic universe at one point with like I remember the Incredible Hulk and Thor were in a movie together.
Yeah, and then they had the Incredible Hulk and Daredevil.
Yep.
The trial of the Incredible Hulk, yeah. You're like, oh wow, cool. Oh, he's gonna change, man. He's gonna change.
Yeah, and they never do my family proud in those old ones, man. Wilson Fisk.
Oh yeah. Though when Daredevil came out, the Daredevil movie, like I enjoyed it. It was good for what it was. People want to shit out it now, but
the Affleck one?
Yeah, like at the time, dude, you didn't get nothing, man. You were lucky if you got a superhero movie.
I know. I have a soft spot for the Fantastic Four movies because Jessica Alba in that. Good God.
I like how they were like, hey man, wear this rock suit. Okay. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, wasn't that Michael Chiklis, the guy from the Commish, or like the
Yeah,
Shield?
yeah.
And yeah, God, what was it? What was that? I'm trying to think of the. I think the only one out of that like I remember seeing for the first time and going, nope, was the Daredevil one with not the bees. Ah! Yeah, because I don't know. It just for some reason Nicolas Cage as the Daredevil. Oh, I'm sorry, as the Ghost Rider. Yeah, I was just like,
so weird.
I'm out.
Yeah, and I wanted to like it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then it was like, I don't know, man.
Well, hey, did you ever play the Spider-Man game on the PS4?
Yeah.
Dude, in my opinion, that was the best like rendition of Spider-Man and like Kingpin and like Kingpin was almost like Saddam Hussein, where he was like, he's a bad guy, but he's keeping everybody else in check. And he actually says, he's like, you take me out and you're going to get even bigger problems in the city.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one. I don't think I got that far in it.
Oh.
Because they were like, go see Aunt May, and I was like, hell no. And I like went and got all the backpacks and was doing like all like the whatever the strongholds of the villains.
Yeah. And
I was just swinging and doing all the side stuff. I think I did like 2 story missions, and I put like 4 hours in the game. And I was like, I think I'm done.
Damn.
So yeah, I didn't get that far in the game, but I played the hell out of it, and it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason says after Endgame it went to shit, but even that wasn't great. Alba is hot as hell. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, like that whole like management you could see toward the end. I think it was phase 4, or as it's sometimes referred to as stage 4. Like the cancer. They like so mismanaged like the movies and stuff and misread like. It's kind of like in professional wrestling, like they misread the crowd.
Yeah.
Because, like, why wasn't there a Black Widow movie earlier on? Like, nobody cared.
Like, so late. And they're like, she already killed her.
Yeah, she was dead by the time her movie came out.
No, here's her movie. Let me guess, she survives?
Yeah.
Because she dies later, right?
Yeah, and it was not only did they, like, reduce all the stakes, you know what I mean? They took everything out because, like you said, it's like you already know she's going to make it through it. But like, it was just so bad. Like there were parts in there that were supposed to be like super serious, and I just remember laughing. She's like, "You can't control me if I break my nose on this desk," and then does like a face plant on the desk.
Yeah, it's like, what? Okay, you can't beat me if I beat myself up first.
Yeah, I bleed. That means I win. Mm-hmm. Or whatever, Wimplo.
Yeah. Your foot to my face style.
Yeah.
What?
We teach him wrong because it's funny.
Yeah. Just like, what the?
Yeah. If they had made the Black Widow movie in like the second or third phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think that would have been awesome. And I think that there's so much feminist stuff in those later movies. Like, it's funny because like you look at Wonder Woman. Okay, Wonder Woman is like the ultimate feminist icon. She's basically the female Superman.
Uh-huh.
And I know there's Kara and there's the whole Supergirl and all that stuff, but like Wonder Woman was like a woman, and she was like the feminist, blah blah blah, whatever. She comes from like Lesbos or whatever, island of the Amazons, and like in her movie, there's a part where the cheetah chick, I think it was in the second one, the awful second one. But there's a part where like yeah, dude, it's horrible.
It's so bad. Like from what I heard, I was like, why? What?
Yeah. It whatever you've heard it probably didn't do it justice to how bad it is. But the cheetah chick in that movie is the villain, and she like comes into her own because she gets like her mutagenic like cheetah strength or whatever. Okay. And this guy like tells her to smile, and she just beats him into a bloody pulp. And Wonder Woman like basically comes in and she's like, "What the hell's wrong with you? You think it's okay to beat somebody up just because they asked you to smile? Like that? What? Like that's not heroic. You're a villain, and all that stuff." And then you go over and you look at the way Marvel handled that exact same scenario in Captain Marvel. And there's a scene where Brie Larson's character, or whatever, is like walking the streets in 1990s California, and this guy with a motorcycle is like, "Hey, you look prettier with a smile," or something like that, you know. And the next thing you know, she breaks his thumb, beats the crap out of him, steals his bike, steals his I think she steals his t-shirt, steals his jacket, and then drives away. And it's like, that's your hero?
Dude, who is going around telling chicks to smile?
Yeah.
Like who? Never. Ever.
No.
Ever in my freaking life.
I've been told to
ever
smile
hear
more, and I'm a dude.
Anybody say, "Oh, hey guy, you should smile." I think somebody just made that up, and people just ran with it. Something that never happened for 1,000, Alex. Like, come on, you just smile more. Like, no, that's no.
You know what it probably is? It's probably people trying to be very nice and basically trying to say, you have a very offensive resting bitch face.
Yeah.
Like
Black
you're trying
Widow
to
and
people off.
Hawkeye in Budapest. That's what everybody wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, Budapest. That was so bad.
You know, it's just like, yeah, like, no, like, we don't get that story. Okay.
Yeah, the whole and it sucks too, because like the Marvel Cinematic Universe was like, I mean, you could do no wrong with that for a good decade. Like that got some serious mileage. I think a lot of it is owed to Robert Downey Jr., to be honest.
Yeah.
But like you go from that, and then now it's like everything's all feminized, and it's like the same market that was attracted to watching, you know, RDJ and Captain America and Black Widow are not the same market that want to see a chunky Kamala Khan, you know, getting quirky with you know, resting bitch face Brie.
Yeah, and they also were like they would get a director that would kind of fit it and let them do their thing. And that's what was fun about it. Oh, he did this guy did a great movie. Oh, he's gonna do this. Like, oh, well, how's he gonna handle that? Like, then it became like, no, we have to. It became a factory.
Yeah, corporate meddling. Yeah.
It became that. But like, you had like the guy from The Mummy doing Captain America, you know, and you were just like, oh, this is a cool like 1940s adventure movie with him fighting. Oh, cool, man, like an Indiana Jones, where, you know, so they all had like their own like identity for a little bit, and then it was like, oh no, now they hire a director for the name, and then they tell them what to do. It's like, no.
Yeah. And they get these very inexperienced directors too. Like if you've noticed with like the Star Wars stuff. Like that, I think it was it Solo? Yeah, they went through like 3 or 4 different directors because they
were making it too funny.
Yeah, well,
I was thinking even like Ant-Man too. Like even with Ant-Man, like Ant-Man was going to be with Edgar Wright. It was going to be totally different.
Yeah,
and they wanted him to make their movie, not an Edgar Wright movie. And he was like, "Nah, man, I'm out. I'm not doing that."
Well, yeah, that and there was I think it was the Shang-Chi film, which you'd think like Shang-Chi would be right up my alley, you know, being the Asian American, you know, you think that they would, you know, cater this movie to me. And I was so turned off by that movie because, you know, I know what real wuxia is. I know what, you know, Korean Sagyuk is. And I see this and I'm just like, this is like the Las Vegas version of what like Americans think Asians are like.
I was excited at first because I thought it was gonna be a Marvel spin on a kung fu movie.
Yeah, like Bruce Lee, like that's what Shang-Chi is.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's Marvel spin on a kung fu movie, and I was like, all right, cool. And I mean, to their credit and to Limu's shit, right? The action guys was like a bunch of old Jackie Chan dudes. Who did the action in Shang-Chi, and then they were having him do a lot of his own stuff, which was cool. So to his credit, like that part was pretty dope. The fight on the
Subway,
bus,
the
bus and stuff, like they were where he goes in the thing and stuff like that, because it was I think the guy like died. I don't know if he like committed suicide or something.
Oh no!
It's the guy ever see Jackie Chan's Gorgeous?
I think so.
The last fight's in a paper factory, and he fights this small white dude. A small white guy he was the action guy.
Yeah, he played a boxer in one of the Ip Man movies, right?
Yeah. I think so. He's like a short, small guy, you know.
Yeah, he's like Italian or something.
Yeah, and he was him, and there was like another dude that was like part of the Jackie Chan stunt team, and they were the guys that were putting all the action together.
Oh, damn.
So I was like, oh, so it's like a bunch of like OG, like, you know, ex Jackie Chan stunt team guys who like worked in Hong Kong, and now they're doing this, you know, this style and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So you could kind of tell in some of the things, you know, but I mean, otherwise than that, like the final battle, it was just green screen city. You could tell they were on a tiny sound stage. I mean, they built that stuff, which was cool. Like they built the town, but they only built like 3 buildings. and then it's like, and everything else is just green, you know, whatever, you know. I've seen a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. But even then it was okay, man. Like, I don't know. They could have done something better. I don't know, man. Like they should just let them run with it. Like, let's see your vision and we'll make it fit.
Well, that and Aquafina.
I'm sorry, but I don't like listening to someone who drank and smoked their whole lives as a child.
Dude, why? Why are they trying to make her a thing?
I don't. Well, because it's nepotism.
We need an Asian lady. This this chick sounds horrible, and she is not pretty. Put her in the movie. She'll sell tickets. You're just like, what? Like, what?
There are plenty of other unattractive Asian women they could have freaking got. Like, it's all about like cronyism. Like they're like, oh yeah, Aquafina's friends with so and so. Oh, okay, let's get her in for some casting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Is she like the default? She's like the default female Asian. You know, slider of the character creator that they got, or what? Like, what's going on here, man? Like, I don't know. Like, you couldn't get somebody else that's like funny. Like,
have you ever seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Not yet, but I want to.
Yeah, dude. Like, so that's an Asian American film for sure. Like, that's a love letter, and it is the funniest. Like, so it's got Ki Hee Kwan in it. You know, Dr. Jones. You know, Short Round and Data from Goonies. Man, and yeah, dude. Like, I wish that guy was in more stuff, man. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's in something. He's in Loki. He's in season 2 of Loki now. So it's like, okay, like, but yeah, like I saw that, and that's the thing that kind of like, I don't know, man. They're like, oh, I don't think people realize how like badass Michelle Yeoh fucking is.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, oh, but now they're like, oh, Michelle Yeoh. It's like, bro, Super Cop, man. Fucking Toy Story 3, get out of my face. It's like, what?
Crouching Tiger. Yeah.
Even like what, the Heroic Trio, and what was that movie that she was in with Cynthia Rothrock, and like, like, come on, man. Like, she's OG. And they're like, oh, Michelle, no, whoa. It's like, dude, you know she did her own stunts, right? Like, you know she almost drove a fucking motorcycle off a fucking train.
Dude, there is something about older Asian women that is just, I don't know, like, not only do they not age like the rest of us, but like, have you ever seen the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
So Ming-Na Wen.
Yeah. Chung-Li, bro.
Dude, Ming-Na Wen fights herself in an episode, and the kung fu choreography in that fight scene was like movie quality. It was like, you just blew the budget for the entire season in that one fight scene.
Yeah, and then the next episode, you're just gonna have nerds talking. Freaking
God, yeah.
Wah.
Well, did you ever see the Ip Man? What is it, quadrilogy now, or?
I think I did. They all kind of merged together. The last one I seen was where he goes to the army base and fights. He fights old dude that's in like every freaking. He always plays a bad guy in every free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't think he's French, but he was in Expendables. He's like in he was in John Wick 4 in the fat suit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, the guy's been around forever, dude. He's been a stuntman for geez, you know what I mean? And he fights. I think he's the final boss in that one. And Ip Man 4 was the last one that I see. With Donnie and he's fucking like, stand here. Yeah.
Is that, what is that called? Is that the rapid punch? The rabid or rabbit punch?
I don't
Or,
know,
like,
man.
The barrel punch. Like, yeah, I was like, I want to know what that is so I know how to avoid it.
Yeah.
But the last one I saw was the one where he fought Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, I tried to watch that one, but I don't think I could sit through it.
No, it was definitely not in my opinion, the original was the best, where
Yeah.
they had Sam Ho Hung in it, and they're fighting on the tables. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
What was that one? The other one that he did with Sammo Hung. Donnie Yen and Sammo Hung did one. It was a police one when Sammo Hung is is like a gangster, and and Donnie Yen plays a cop, and they're like, and of course they fight each other at the end, of course. But it's like it was really damn cool. That one was really good because he started mixing, like he started putting like MMA like takedowns and shit in his stuff.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about.
I can't remember what it's called. It has like can't remember if it has a goofy name or something that's like stupidly simple. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Well, did you ever see Enter the Fat Dragon?
No.
I think that's a Donnie Yen one. It's a comedy, but it's a it's not as pronounced as a comedy as something like Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah.
But it's one of Donnie Yen's earlier works, I believe. And he's in a fat suit at one point, or just like, yeah, it's. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, like we need more of that, please.
Yeah. It's a shame that I don't know if the Kung Fu Hustle guy ever did anything after that.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a sequel, and it just.
He was like, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. So long, gay boys.
I mean, who knows too? He could have just been like, maybe he had a family. He's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I got that Shaolin soccer Kung Fu Hustle money. I'm cool.
Yeah. Well, that's how I feel about when I stop seeing like professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, it's understandable because every match could be your last. So whatever you did, as long as you got the money, like more power to you, buddy.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah.
Hey, hockey, what's up, dude? You're not in the back, are you? Sometimes they'll be like, I've been in the back for 3 hours. Yeah, sometimes I can understand. I get kudos to that, man. Like Rick Moranis, he's like, yeah, man, I just stopped. I had a family, dude. Like, I'm being a dad now. Like, whatever.
Dude, that guy, like, see, I followed, like, I remember following up a little bit on his story. Dude, that guy's the man. Holy shit. He, like, his wife died of cancer, and he's like, I don't want to be the career man and have my kids raised by other people.
Oh, God.
And he realized, yeah, it was like, he was like, family is your most important thing. And he just stopped everything. He was at the height of his career, dude. It was like right after Honey, I Blew Up Myself or whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he was, and he just bowed out right when, right at the top. And, it's like sumo wrestling, you retire right when you get Yokozuna.
Yeah. You're like, I'm done. Cool.
Yep. I did everything. But
too, you can always come back too if you do that.
Oh yeah.
You can always come back. Oh, Rick Moranis is coming back. Everybody will be like, oh, line up. Let's go watch it. Everybody line up.
That'll be an event. That'll be an event if Rick ever comes back. Although you heard what happened to him in New York during the lockdowns, right?
Didn't he get like punched for no fucking reason?
Yeah, it's a freaking, because the criminals are all running, the asylum. They had the knockout game, and they decided to pick on 60-something-year-old Rick Moranis because you know how threatening he looks.
Oh God, yeah. I'm never leaving the house.
Yeah, it's like, what was he like giving you the stink eye? Was he like, did you feel threatened or something? You wanted to knock him out? Dude, that guy looks like a mouse fart could knock him out.
Yeah. Come on, man. That's how they do it, man. That's how they do it.
Yep. They always find they always pick the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Man. Although it would be interesting to see a Rick Moranis movie. Like, what do you think of all of his movies would be his great return?
Oh man. It almost have to be something that felt like something that he's done before, but not. I don't think I would want to see him rehash anything. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd want to see him do another Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I don't know if I'd want to see him in a Ghostbusters movie.
No more Louis Tully.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I would want to. It was one I was thinking about, but I forgot what it was. I mean, maybe Ghostbusters.
Spaceballs 2.
That's what I was thinking about. Maybe, but not if Mel Brooks ain't doing it.
Oh, I know. Uncle Mel's getting up there in age, man.
Any day now, I'm gonna open up Twitter. Zoom in like, no.
Yeah, no, not him. But yeah, apparently he did another History of the World movie, but like, you know, it was like he was involved with it in name only, and it showed. Because you know, I love Mel Brooks films. Like every one of them to me is a classic, and yeah, that whatever that was that came out, I was like, I couldn't get through it. Like I literally had to stop watching it.
Oh yeah, that bad, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of a shame.
Yeah,
But
that stinks, man.
I mean, come on! You remember Dave Chappelle in Men in Tights?
Oh God, Men in Tights doesn't hold up that well, though. I have to admit.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Compared to Spaceballs, because we watched Space. This was last year. We watched Spaceballs. My buddy has a house in the mountains, and we go visit, and he'll be like, "Yeah, man, you want to go up there for a weekend? Yeah, no problem, man. Cool." And so we went up there for a weekend for my birthday, but he doesn't have internet. There's no internet.
Oh,
in the mountains, man. Like you know, there's no internet. I mean, it's a house. You know, it's the normal house and stuff. But just the reception up there, and even with our phones, the reception's shoddy. So we have tons. We all bring DVDs and leave them up there to have a nice collection of DVDs. And there was Spaceballs and Men in Tights. So we watched Spaceballs first. And then we watched Men in Tights, and we're like, "Oh, Spaceballs holds up so much better." But Dave Chappelle was probably the best part of.
Yeah,
Dave Chappelle was probably the best part of that. The Men in Tights.
Yeah, was he a sneeze or something?
A chew. He was a chew.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, no, wasn't Achu his dad?
Oh, might have been. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
It's like, hey, Blinken, did you say Abe Lincoln? Man, let's face it, you gotta be a man to wear tights.
Yeah, we're a manly man. We're men in tights.
Tights. Man,
Yeah,
it's like,
Spaceballs,
we are
though,
merry
just
men.
like just the stupid, goofy stuff that they were able to do in it.
Yeah, like when they were doing the
What's this?
merchandising.
This is Mr. Coffee. This is the Mr. Radar. This is stupid, but I'm like, this is great.
I don't know why I found it so funny, but you remember that scene when he goes, "Radar about to be jammed," and also like a giant thing of Welch's like raspberry jam like smashes into, and I was like, it's so stupid, but at the same time, I was just like, it's one of the funniest things. It's raspberry. Nobody has like the gall to give me raspberries except Lone Star. God, man, yeah, I don't even know how they could make a sequel to that. It'd probably be as bad as Disney's sequels.
Yeah, you'd have to have somebody that was a modern version of Mel Brooks, somebody that would be that good.
Yeah, and they'd be like, "Yeah, we can recast Barf as with Seth Rogen."
Oh God, they would.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, Chris Evans as Lone Star.
No,
and,
or they'd make like, or they'd cast it would be Seth Rogen, or they might cast Burt Kreischer as freaking as Bart. Like, oh God.
Or what's that guy from Eastbound and Down?
Oh, he might be pretty good though. He'd be good. He's awesome in the Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen I think what the hell's that movie? It's called like This Is It or something, or it's about the apocalypse.
Oh
where,
yeah.
like they're in Hollywood and like
Yeah.
you know, the movie focuses around the guy who did the voice of that guy from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. This is the end or whatever.
Yeah. This is the
Yeah.
end. That's it.
Yeah.
And that dude's in it, and he like turns into like a horrific cannibalistic warlord, and he's got like Channing Tatum as his little gimp.
Yeah. It's like he'll never agree to it. He'll never agree to it. And then when they were asking him, and he's like, "Yeah, man, sure."
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was probably the last that was like around the era when like they just didn't care about offending people.
Yeah.
Like remember Tropic Thunder?
Michael Cera was an asshole.
Yeah, oh yeah. He gets impaled by like a light post.
Yeah.
And then Mindy Kaling falls into the hellmouth, and everybody cheers.
Yeah, they do that now too. They'd be like, "Yay!"
Yeah, Los Angeles helicopter weather forecasts are like, oh no, a horrific earthquake has swallowed up Mindy Kaling. Yay.
Yeah. Everybody be hooray. We remember what you did to Scooby Doo, bitch.
Oh my god, yeah, the Velma thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like, it's so mean-spirited too. Like,
Well, they just want the name so they can have familiarity because they can't make something. That's the thing.
yeah.
They need the name to do it. Oh, it's Scooby Doo, but it's not Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I mean, they've done that to like every brand that we like grew up with. Like
Yeah.
everything that we've been. Did you see what they did to He-Man?
Oh God.
Oh God.
I'm not
Yeah.
even a He-Man fan, and I felt bad. Like I was
Yeah.
like, damn, these poor dudes have been waiting for He-Man to come out. They had that like awesome like Cartoon Network show that I heard was really good, and even they did the Thundercats show that was really good, but it wasn't. I
Yeah.
heard it wasn't selling enough toys, so they canned it. You know.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And it's like, okay, now what? Oh, here's this. We're selling no toys, motherfucker. We ain't selling nothing.
Well, they had Gila, which was basically the feminist version of Tila,
Yeah,
and it was played by Buffy Summers herself. There, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
yeah.
It was just obnoxious. Like
That's
was-
what I was like. I'm watching it, so I'm like, I'm gonna give it a shot. I think it was the studio who did the Castlevania
yeah.
show, which I was like, okay. Which after the second season, I was like, whatever, dude. Like, all right. Like for Castlevania, I never watched the third season. I couldn't. I think they kind of shit the bed.
Because they went all feminist again. Where like
I don't even know. I mean, talk about like Castlevania. I didn't know like because I don't know. It just the second season wasn't that interesting to me, and I was like, all right, man. Like, I'm waiting for Simon. Like, you gotta do Simon. Like Simon's like the OG. You gotta do Simon Belmont. You can't just do No, man. They go straight to Richter. Richter's the next guy. I'm like, fuck. Like, you assholes, man. Like,
you
I'm
don't
like, I'm not
belong here,
watching this
monster.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever, man. Like, I was like, fuck this shit. You know? It's like,
Well, Simon is technically the end of the Castlevania story after Soma. Or no, actually Soma would be, but he's not technically a Belmont.
No, yeah, but Soma's in 2030.
Yeah, he's he's basically Dracula. It's,
Yeah, he's the reincarnation. Yeah.
Yeah, did you ever see the Hideo Kojima, like the Konami, like they did like some weird like the Lords of Shadow, like it was like a bastardization of Castlevania, but I freaking loved it.
I heard it was pretty good. That was I think Mercury Steam did it or something like that.
Yeah. So they had 3 games. They had Lords of Shadow, something like the Mirror of something, Mirror of Fate, and then Lords of Shadow 2. And basically Dracula is Simon Belmont. Or no, I'm sorry, it's Gabriel Belmont, who was like,
Gabriel, and then Trevor, and then he has Simon.
Yep.
But Trevor becomes Alucard.
Yep.
From what I understand, yeah. I mean, it seemed okay, but I'm such a diehard like Castlevania. That was like on like the Castlevania dungeon, fucking back in like 2000, like reading the lore on the games and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so. Then I was like, what? So I'm like a diehard like Castlevania like lore guy, you know, and so
Akumajo Densetsu Castlevania Dracula.
So I was like, all right, man, doing Trevor, cool. But then they'll do fucking Simon, and then we'll get Richter. So I'm like, okay, man, they're gonna Simon. They gotta do Simon. He's the one that everybody knows. It's like, no, we're doing Richter, and it's like, because you gotta have fucking Alucard in it, so they gotta do Richter. I'm like, fucking assholes. Like, whatever, I'm out, man. And that's the thing, because it was like, even like, I know it's the first game, you know, like Castlevania and Simon's Quest, they're like the first game, and then like, you know, Castlevania 4, Super Castlevania is just a remake of 1, but you're like, dude's just like, hey man, he got a whip and he could like throw some shit. Like that's all he got, bro.
Yeah.
And he goes and kills Dracula after him, and they're like, well, this guy had like 8 people with him and shit. You know, Trevor had like 4 ghosts with him or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after that, Richter can like freaking call magic and throw super crosses and shit, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh yeah, man. Alucard can do all, you know, everybody like started doing all this shit. And it's like Simon Belmont, he had the fucking whip. he could throw some shit.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why I got turned off by the Castlevania Netflix series, was like, You had so they make obviously, you know, they make Trevor a freaking loser. He's like this dumb drunk.
I hated it. I
Yeah.
fucking hated it.
And then the Belnades chick there, the whatever her name is, the one that was part of the order, is like this badass like crystal wizard and shit. And honestly, you didn't need Alucard or Trevor. It was basically just her in all of the combat scenarios. I'm like, this is dumb.
They had some neat little things in there. I was like, okay, cool, because she's the chick from 3, and they do hook up after 3. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. Like, they kind of put that in there. They put the Morning Star in it. So I was like, yeah, man, fucking Simon's Quest reference. Okay, cool, dude. You know. And I was like, okay, but then the second season got all weird and shit. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna sleep with these 2, but I had to kill them because they wanted to hunt me. Cars having like gay threesomes and shit. I'm like,
oh god.
What the
thanks Netflix.
And then even they have the dude from what was it? Not Legacy of Darkness, the Devil Forge Master guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, okay, like, and then what's the other guy? Well, we're gonna make the other guy black. It's like the other guy wasn't black.
oh yeah, they did that in the Richter trailer too. They're like, hey, look, it's medieval France. Everyone's black. Wait, what?
Like, man, it's really dark in here.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, that's the thing is, like, I don't think anybody feels happy with the whole blackwashing stuff, because it's like, white people are like, you're hijacking our culture. Black people are like, why are you giving us white people's hand-me-downs?
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, for me personally, like, if I was watching, like, a Korean Seoguk, which is like a period piece drama, and all of a sudden some white dude walked in, I'd be like, what the hell is this? Like, we're done. Get off. And that's how I am with, like, I don't need to see a black dude in medieval European armor. That never happened. And if it did, it was so rare that, you know, it's like Yasuke there. You remember the black samurai from warring period of Japan? There was an African slave that became a samurai, Yasuke. And it's like, yes, that was one dude.
It was one dude
guy.
One guy.
And they're like, well, now everyone can be black in Japan. It's like, yes, because Japan is known for being ethnically diverse. Like,
yes, right. It's not, you can't turn it into what you want to turn it into, man. Like,
yeah. Did you see that epic heel versus babyface rant on that Starfield game?
Yeah, he got a current deus.
Yeah,
always got a current deus. You're trying to like, and all of a sudden, like, yeah, it's like, dude. I mean, like, if you haven't, have you not played a modern game lately? You know what I mean? Like, has he not played a mod? Like, I don't know. Like,
I get the rage, but for me, I just don't like. It would like I think his rage would have had more weight if he didn't buy the game, or if he if he like got a refund or something. I'd be like, okay, you know, the guy's got principles, because like you could bitch all you want, but you're still giving the company money, and that's all they that's all that matters. Like, you can hate all you want, but
I'm so angry.
Don't care.
Now watch my playthrough of Starfield.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
it's like you're
the
a
whole
hypocrite.
time.
Well, like there's a lot of these like rage bait YouTube channels that do that, where they're like, Star Wars Disney is terrible. Now watch the next 30 episodes of my stream where we talk about the latest episodes of Ahsoka or whatever, and it's like, you just said it was shit. Why do you need to keep watching it? Like, oh, because it's for content. Well, you're feeding the machine. Like, you are essentially giving them free advertisement.
It's like this. They came, all the stuff that you liked, right? They came and they took your fucking lunch money. Now what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Like, that's pretty, they came and took the thing you liked. They took Star Wars and they shit on it. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do about it? You're just going to keep buying it? Or are you going to make your own? Like, what are you going to do? Like, if you don't like it, people have to do something about it.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do something about it. Make something better. Make something your own. Go do something else. You can't keep buying it, keep giving them the same thing and accepting it. You keep getting crap. You're insane. You're an insane person.
Yeah. Doing the same thing and expecting different results. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, you're a lunatic. So that's the thing. It's like, you're going to current day us. Oh, it's like, have you not played a game in the past 5 years? I start up Elden Ring. I'm like, all right, man. There's that boom body type. All right. They don't even say male. They don't say female. They don't say pronoun. They don't say none of that shit. They're just like body type. It's a girl and it's a dude. That's how you get around it. It's like it's easy for us to put it in so we don't have to hear about this shit. That's what it's like. All right, man. Whatever, dude.
What annoys me though with those dudes is that like I grew up in the age of modding. You know, I was there from when video games weren't the huge industry they are now, and I saw what made them huge. It was all of the community content and free R&D that propelled innovation that made it into the multi-billion-dollar industry it is today, or was, you know. And people are actually trying to mod out this woke crap. Like the Miles Morales game, you know, with all the rainbow flags and the BLM shit. They're we have a mod where you can replace all the rainbow flags with the United States flags and the BLM stuff with, like, I don't know, advertisements or something. And
who wants to be hit with political shit in games?
Exactly. It's escapism.
They're like, it's like, okay, would you like Trump shit all over the place? No, man. Even if I voted for the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, like this doesn't. It's not our world. It's, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, fine. You know what I mean? It's
Well, that's the thing that bothers me though is these companies. This is how you know it's propaganda. Is that these companies actively thwarted that mod, the Miles Morales mod, where they and then on top of that, there's rumor, and I can't substantiate it, so I'm not going to say it's true or not. But there were screenshots on the Steam forums that showed that that they were trying to mod out the pronouns crap from Starfield, and there was this like Nexus Mods announcement that said any mod that tries to remove the pronouns will be removed from the Nexus Mods collection, meaning that it'll be a pain in the ass to try to mod it. And it's like, you know, if you really wanted to pander to the 0.01, you know, 0.0001% of the population that actually buys into this gender crap, you could have just made it a free download so that the majority of your customers who are absolutely repulsed by this stuff don't have to see it. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have to see it, it's out of sight, out of mind. Everybody can enjoy themselves. But if you're like, well, I want to feel like my gender is the Rubik's Cube, you know, then they'd be like, okay, we'll download this free patch. There you go. Day one DLC free. Like, but no, that's not what it is. Is they're trying to foist this crap on us. And I get as is rage, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you're putting your hand on the oven burner while it's glowing orange and screaming, God damn, that's hot. And it's like, you kind of did it to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, stuff like that, I don't know, man. If you're gonna make it doesn't bother me. I couldn't care less, to be honest. If that's what they want to do, you know, fuck it. It's like they want to put pronoun stuff just to cover their bases to appeal to 1% people. You know, fine. You just picked the man, whatever. Fine. It's like, why? Yeah, I guess I don't know, man. You know, it's like, because then it's almost the same thing, like you know, like Baldur's Gate. You can have like same whatever relationships in Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever. Dude. Like, who cares? You know, you don't have to necessarily pick like, I'm gay. You know what I mean? Let's pick that in the beginning of the thing. You know what I mean? It's I don't know, man.
Have you played Baldur's Gate?
I haven't. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't get like the feminist narrator. I was like, is there like somebody that doesn't sound like they're faking a British accent while trying to describe a scenario?
Oh God, that bad, huh?
Yeah, it's you know, and but yeah, I mean, I got a zero tolerance policy for that stuff, so like I won't buy it. But I'm not gonna like attack people who will buy it or whatever. I'm just like, that ain't for me.
Yeah, some people don't care, man, and it's fine. Normies don't care. If somebody's gonna buy, you know, if somebody's working hard, man, and he's like, you know, I've been waiting for Starfield to come out forever, dude. It's like the only game I play is like Bethesda games or something. He goes and buys it. And you're gonna be like, oh, how dare you? Oh, you sell out? Blah blah. It's like, dude, come on, man.
You're a scab.
You know, but if you make a big deal out of it and then you still play it, you know what I mean? It's like, sure, I guess. I don't know.
Hypocrite.
Current, yeah, I was like, I don't know. Like I said, have you not Did you not play Cyberpunk? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I can't even know if that's in there or not. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think what other game did that. You know, what's your pronoun? Or like, some other game I think might have done that. And I was like, whatever, man. Like,
yeah, I actually have a copy of Cyberpunk for the Xbox One, and I never took it out of the box. It was like the big collector's one. And after I saw what happened to that game, I was like, son of a bitch. Like, it's unplayable on the Xbox One.
Yeah, only if they waited a year.
Yeah.
Because when Edge Runners came out, they fixed a lot of stuff. And I was playing it then on the PS4. And then they did a patch and bricked the damn game for a month, and I never touched it again.
Oh,
but
no.
I was having a great time just running around and punching the shit out of people with robot hands.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, everything in robot hands, dude. Because I was like, for some reason, and then then I played it on the Xbox, and I was playing it again on the Xbox One, and it was running fine. Like a year later, like it was running really good. It was running fine, but I don't know if it was me or the game. Like for some reason, like on that PlayStation 4, I couldn't shoot nobody.
Oh.
So I was like, I don't know, like I couldn't hit nothing. So I was like, all right. So the first time I played it, so I played it twice. And it was after a year it came out. Somebody brought it into the store, and I was like, oh, well, I'm taking it home. I have a PS4 at home. I'm gonna take it home. And I was playing it. I was like, oh, this is fun. And I couldn't shoot people. I don't know what the hell was. Like, is it experience based? Like, is this like Morrowind? Like, what the fuck's happening here? You can like shoot an arrow with point blank and you'll miss based on your stats or whatever. Like, I don't know what the hell was going on. So I just ran around with a katana and just murked people. And that was such a good time. Like, this is great. So then when I played on the 360 on the Xbox One, I was like, all right, well, I don't want to do katana again. You know, I'm not weaving it up this time. I'm gonna punch people. You know, as soon as the first time you like grabbed a door and opened it with your robot hands, I'm like, I'm sold. Like, that's it. You see all the little pistons and shit working in your hand and to open it up, and I was like, all right, man. So everything was gorilla fists and punching the crap out of people, and I had a good time, and it ran great. And then they did some patches, and then they kind of like messed up the game for a little bit, but then they fixed it. But by then I was like, all right, I'm done. Yeah. But I just would run up to people when time would slow down, and I just whop punch them in the face. I'm like, yeah, that's great.
Playing like a ragdoll golf game with their bodies. Like,
yeah. I think, and I couldn't never get the critical things to have. Like, you could do like kills. Like there was kills that you could do. Like if you would it was like certain, like you would like assassinate them or something. Like you would always like cut their heads off with the katana, but there was something with the fists that you would punch their head off. You'd be like, whop.
Johnny Cage wins.
So I had fun with it, and it was fun. Like just I'd drive motorcycle around and hop off the bike and just pop, and run away. I was doing all like the hand-to-hand stuff, all the bare knuckle boxing fights and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I had fun. It was working good, you know. I can't remember if they did pronouns in that game, but I don't know, man. That's the thing, that's like, it's modern gaming, and you're surprised they put pronouns in it. Like, dude, do you know where you're at?
well, my thing though is like, that's the Overton window being moved. Like that is media dictating normalcy, not society dictating normalcy. Like we are watching propaganda tell us what we should be doing, and it's like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
So and again, like if people are into that crap, that's totally their prerogative. For me personally, I don't want to see it. So it's like I can't remember. There's some TV show or something I was watching it, because like sci-fi is just gone, man. It's so co-opted now. Like it's unwatchable. Like any British sci-fi is unwatchable now, because every dude is a doofus and every woman is like a some bitch goddess or whatever. But I was watching something and it had Katie Sackhoff in it. I'm like, I'm a big fan of Katie Sackhoff, so I'm like, okay, I'll watch this. And then some they them walked in, and I'm like, okay, I'm out. Like, it's just like, and stop. Like, we're out. Like, it was like a whole series. Like, yep, I'm done.
Yep, I'm done.
I don't want to be confused.
Hi, my name is Angela. They them.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it was seriously like a shim. Like you couldn't tell what it was looking at it. And I'm like, and they're like, oh, this is a non-binary. Blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's not real. I'm out. Like,
you'd be surprised how, like, they brainwash these young people. I have young people coming to the store or whatever, and they're like that.
Oh.
Dressing up like chicks, but I'm like, I know you're a dude. Like, you're not fooling anybody.
That's ma'am.
And the thing is, like, it's like a young college kids, and they're just like, and I'm just like, man, like, I know you're a dude in a bra with long hair. You're not fooling anybody. It's not my place to say it, but I wish somebody close to you people would be like, you look ridiculous. Like, okay, how can we help you? What's the it's something bigger. You know what I mean?
It's like a cry for help.
Yeah, it's obviously something bigger. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be like, yeah, bro, like I'm a superhero, and you dress everywhere you go, you dress as Spider-Man, and you start calling yourself Spider-Man. Like people be like, that dude is crazy. Like, what's wrong with that guy? Like, we gotta help him. But nope. Apparently, if you do the other gender, it's like cool. And then they brainwash these, you know, these liberal girls so much that they like, yeah, trans women can compete against women in sports. Like, absolutely, you guys can play basketball together. Hell, why don't you even do boxing? Yeah, they can do boxing. I was watching something where this dude's like, if Floyd Mayweather came out today and said she identifies as a woman, can she box women? And some of these liberal chicks are like, yeah, absolutely. Like, well, like, are you out of your mind?
Yeah,
you out of your mind? You're going to the hospital.
Yeah. Well, remember in MMA when the dude, the trans whatever it was, like caved in that woman's face?
Yeah, broke her skull with a knee. Broke her skull. Well, I guess I guess there always happens, right? So I guess it's like, no, it doesn't.
No.
You're an adult, and it's a grown man beating up a child, almost. You know what I mean? You're just like,
Chun-Li versus Sagat only works in video games.
Yes. Because they balance it. That's why.
Yeah, it's magic. Okay, there's fireballs in that
it's
universe.
Not real. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. Get Brock Lesnar, have him put a wig on, and he's a chick, and then have him go fight Ronda Rousey, and let's do it.
Well, you see that South Park episode with Strong Woman at the women's Olympics or whatever? It was like, have you met Heather Swanson? And Strong Woman, the feminist character, is like, well, I feel that, you know, I fully support the trend, whatever, and then it's like, I believe that she should compete or whatever. The announcer's guy is like, have you met Heather Swanson? And all of a sudden, like, Macho Man Randy Savage comes in and he's like, I can't wait to kick these women's asses.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's happening. It's like ridiculous, and they're like, and they think, and that's what's they're so backwards. They think it's for women's rights. It's like, it's not. It's taking your rights away. You're taking your rights away. Mm-hmm. You know, dudes are coming in your spaces and fucking your shit up.
Yeah,
they're coming into your bathrooms. They're coming into your locker rooms. They're coming into your sports, and they're just fucking your shit up.
It just proves that men are even better at being a woman.
Yeah. Men are the best at everything.
Well, they had Woman of the Year. It was what's his face? Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the guy on the Wheaties box. Okay.
Yeah.
That's your Woman of the Year.
Yeah, I got a theory about that too, because I feel like any dude, right, that has been in like on the Kardashian shows, or with the Kardashians. You had the basketball player that was dating one of them. Dude went to rehab, lost his damn mind. Kanye West, batshit crazy. The football guy got out when he married Kim or whatever. He got out real quick, and I think he's okay. And then so every guy that these come and stays around them all becomes batshit crazy.
Yeah. And
I think that's what happened to Kris Jenner. That and probably taking hormones while he was in the Olympics.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it. Like if you
but it's like, you know, like every dude that's around them always becomes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The brother fat, overweight, suffers from depression. The guy grew up rich as all hell. Why is this guy having all these problems? The guy shouldn't even have a care in the world, man, but he's a freaking doughboy with depression. Like what? Any man they come in contact with or that stays around them long always has damn issues, you know. And it's just like, dude, they got him, man. I think
it's called toxic femininity.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is like, dude, look at what's happening here, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's starting to happen to society as a whole as well. I mean, the Kardashians may have been like the you know, patient zero, but like, you know, they all talk about like you look around, like you're saying, like you got these college kids coming into your shop, and they're like, it's like, dude, you're not fooling anyone. Like, what are you doing? Like, and
it sucks because I can't. Like, I was like, okay, sure. I mean, I treat them the same. It's fine.
Yeah,
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I got
man.
one girl that comes in here and she's like, I'm a he, him. I'm like, okay, whatever, man.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, sure. I mean, she's a nice girl, but then I have to like correct myself all the time. And that's another thing I don't agree with is with pronouns, they're forcing you to use a certain type of language anytime you talk to them.
Compelled language. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So it's like, no. What's just courtesy? It's like, nah, it's not.
no, it isn't.
Not.
You have no
like me
control
saying-
over how someone.
Yeah, that's like me saying, like, you call okay, my lord. You call me my lord. When you talk to me out there, you better fucking call me my lord.
Yeah, yeah. My pronouns are Your Majesty and Your
Sir.
Excellence.
Sir. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like, come on.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like the whole expression of pronouns in general is you're controlling other people. Like pronouns are how people refer to you, not how you refer to yourself. So you don't have personal pronouns.
Yeah.
You never like somebody can misgender you all. Like honestly, if you were a sane, well-adjusted person, if somebody referred to you as a she, do you think you'd flip your shit?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't care. Like honestly, I got an avatar on Twitter or X now. That's it's Ashlyn from my Infinitale. It's got her face on it, so everybody assumes I'm a chick. And I get, oh yeah, she's right, or yeah, this bitch is crazy, or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna correct him. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world that somebody thinks I'm something I'm not. Like that wouldn't.
It's like
But-
someone meets you and they forget your name. Yeah, Jake. My name is Jason. Flip the tape.
Yeah, yeah.
It's because you want everybody to believe the lie. It's like, nah, man.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's like calling an anorexic person a fatty just because they themselves see themselves as obese.
Yeah.
They're starving themselves to death. They look like They look like they just walked out of Auschwitz, and you're like, yeah, look at that fat ass, dude. Why are you calling that person fat? They're a skeleton. Don't say they're a skeleton. That's their dead body, or that's their dead former visage, or whatever.
Yeah. That's their dead. Well, I don't even know what you would call that, man.
Yeah, their dead identity, or yeah, like.
And that's the
it's
thing. Just because you feel that way doesn't mean other people have to.
Yeah.
That's what people don't understand either. Like, we don't have to. People don't have to agree with it. That's what you want to do. Cool. I don't have to. No, I don't have to call you that shit.
And it doesn't make you an istophobic, whatever. You could totally disagree with somebody's opinions on something, and that doesn't make you their mortal enemy.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, well, this is an opinion. This is my lifestyle. Yeah, it's in your head. Like, can you physically manifest what you're describing?
And it's
Well, I can
all
get
about
surgery.
you. And the basis of it all is who you're having sex with.
Yeah.
That's the basis of everything. The basis of the pronouns, of whatever. It's all who you're having sex with. And so they're like, well, it's okay for us to tell kids they, them, or I'm gay, but it's like, yeah, but it's all based on who you're having sex with. Little kids don't need to know about anything.
You don't need to sexualize kids.
Yes.
Like,
they don't need to know. What if
That's
they're having
why-
these feelings? Like, you want them to have these feelings because you want to recruit. You need people. You need people on the scene, and you guys aren't having kids, so you want to turn normal kids and confuse them. And
yeah, that's how they create them. Yeah, it's evil
If-
can't create; it can only corrupt.
if you want to be an adult and you want to do all this stuff, that's fine. But I'm gonna treat you like an adult.
Yep.
And
Yeah. Amen, dude.
I'll make fun of you. Like, fuck it.
No, when my nephew, I think he was 10 years old at the time. This was like, God, almost this was like 8 years ago. But he brought home a worksheet with the gender unicorn on it from his fourth grade class, and we're like, yep, he's out, he's done, he's not going to public schools anymore. Pulled him out and put him in a private school.
Yeah, my daughter goes to Catholic school.
Yeah, like that's what we had to do. We're Jewish, and we had to freaking put the kid in Catholic school.
Yeah.
But
put her in Catholic school. I mean, she comes home and sings and talks about God, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I went to Catholic school for a little bit when I was young too, so it's like, it's a nice little compass, or any type of religion. Usually, kind of like right from wrong, like if that's what helps you out, and that's cool, But people should have some kind of something like that, in there. In their lives, because even when I was growing up growing up in the ghetto of Chicago, we went to church every Sunday because that was where the community gathered.
Yeah,
You know,
we don't
the
have that
community
anymore.
gathered there, and they would have, and then we did, we did Bible class, and then they would have like carnival games or like that. They had at events, and it was like the whole like neighborhood,
Mhm.
and so it's always a social thing, and that's what people don't understand. Why you go to church? And why? It's because it's social. It's the community gathering together is what it
Yep.
is. It's a social where you meet so and so from this guy, and they, hey, hey, I know John. John's a roofer. I need somebody to come fix my roof. I know John from church. I'm gonna call John from church to come fix my roof. The guy has to be decent because he's going to church all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna see him next week if he screws up my
Exactly.
plumbing.
I'm gonna see him. You know what I mean? The whole church is gonna be like, hey, John, you suck at fixing roofs. You know what I mean? It was almost like you were vetting people, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
in your community is what it was. And now that's kind of gone now, So, and it has like, of course, it came with everything being bad and, religion and all this shit and stuff, which now politics kind of became the new religion. Now people are worshiping. You almost want to say like false gods, you know what I mean? So
It is.
It is. It's
Well,
crazy.
They worship the state. It sucks because, like, have you ever heard of Yuri Bezmenov?
Mm-mm.
So this is how eerily prescient Yuri Bezmenov was. He worked as a KGB propagandist who would infiltrate countries and poison them from within, and then prime them for communist conquest.
Mhm.
And he had this 4-stage method called ideological subversion, or activia meripryatsia, which is basically what they would do is they would brainwash through they would infiltrate the education system, and they would and the media and eventually the government. And they said it would take about 1 generation to do it. And they would just brainwash these people. They did it in Venezuela. They did it, and they just get them to basically, like, the first stage is demoralization. And it's exactly like what you had just described, where like everything that we were taught is good is now bad. Like, religion's bad. Like, straight white guys are now bad. Like, our heroes are all deconstructed now. Like, all this stuff. And then basically what that does is it takes away all of your unifying or like the glue that kind of keeps people together. Like, if you don't share a same sports team with your friends or whatever, you're not going to gather with them to go to sporting events anymore, So it divides people and makes them kind of less likely to talk to each other. And then the next stage is destabilization, which is when they start messing with the economy, start making, like, basically we get like generations of nobody with work skills, like people are illiterate coming out of high school. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
and then the third
They can't
stage,
even sign their names, dude. They can't even sign their name.
I know, like,
They
we
just
need to
print their
abolish
names now. It's
Well,
crazy.
Yeah. My nephew, he's the last, like, he didn't know, like, they didn't teach him cursive in public schools. He had to learn that in private.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like, how do you sign a check? He's like, what's that?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the third stage is crisis, where they manufacture some major thing, like an epidemic or or something, where something major happens, a terror threat, a bomb, or planes going into buildings. I don't know, weird stuff, And then what will happen is all these disunified people, all these separated people who aren't talking or banding with their communities anymore, are now destabilized. They're all poor and hungry or jobless, or inflation's killing them or whatever. They're so desperate for relief from whatever this manufactured crisis is that they're willing to hand over all of their freedoms to the government, because more government is always the solution.
Yeah.
So they hand over their powers to the government for temporary measures, like the Patriot Act or something. And then what happens is the final stage, which is normalization, where there's tanks on Main Street to quell the riots during the Summer of Love, and they stay there permanently, and they call that normalized, where they're like, I think the term he used was the situation in Brother Slovakia is normalized, and it's like everything is all military now. And then after that, all of the rainbow, all of the weird stuff, all of like the the stuff that was going on during the demoralization phase, they're all rounded up, and they got their backs to the wall, if you know what I mean. Go on helicopter rides, and those were the useful idiots. They did their part. They destroyed the culture and primed it for conquest, but they're no longer needed.
Yeah,
and that's what happened in Cuba. Whenever you see a super liberal person wearing like a Che Guevara shirt, it's like, you do realize this guy rounded up people of the rainbow variety and made them exit stage left.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a rainbow Che, and I was just like, the irony on that is painful to look at.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of scary. But I don't know. I mean, I figure if I can't control it, I'm not going to freak out on it. But it's just weird that a guy from 1980s, you know, Yuri Bezmenov, he warned us about this in 1983. He's like, this is what is happening in the United States. They are in period of demoralization. Your leftists in your university talking about you getting fat, and you do not know like what is happening. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I don't know. We'll see how this next however this next election goes and what's going to happen and what the heck.
Are you prepared for your masks?
Oh God, yeah. Nobody's, dude. I'm in the South, dude. We didn't wear them to begin with.
Yeah,
yeah. People wearing masks. Hey man, where you from? They're like, oh, I'm from moved here. I'm from New York. I'm like, yeah, you are, motherfucker. Yeah. You want to wear it, fine, man. But it's like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I mean, was it serious? Yeah, that people die, absolutely, man. But you can't just be like, you gotta wear your mask. And it's like, we have what did it do? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. Like, you guys, but no, that's how dumb they are. They got to double down. They always double down.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like maybe
they
it's
can't
like,
be wrong.
Yeah, like don't you want to be wrong at times? Like when something is bad, wouldn't it be more comforting to be like, wow, I'm glad I was wrong on that one.
No, because they are so fucking ego driven.
Yeah,
their egos are so, and they have no humility, and they never were told that they were wrong. That they can't be wrong. You know, they can't be wrong. But then you have the other side that's like, Biden's a clone. I'm like, listen, man, I can't get behind clone. I'm with you on body double. I'll be with you on body double. I could believe
in a cabbage field.
Yeah, I could believe that Biden went skiing and hit a tree, and they're like, listen, man, you can't forfeit this election. We just got it in the bag. We just got our feet in here, bro. Hey, you call old dude who looks like him. All right, yeah, that's it. He's going crazy. Roll the dice, bro. Fuck it. You know what I mean? We'll just blame it because he's old. This cat's older than dirt. Let it ride. Yeah. You know, we can't lose it. Like, I'm with you. Like, I get it. I mean, the different earlobes, the face, whatever, like stuff that can't change. I'm with you. He's probably not the same dude, but a clone, man, they better get their money back from that lab or some shit, dude. You know, because you're like, all right, man, we're gonna clone them, but let's make them 10 years younger. It's like, no, man, we gotta make them 10 years older, bro.
Yeah, they followed the instructions wrong.
Yeah, they left that sucker in the oven too long, man. That's what happened.
Oh shit!
It says it's supposed to be 350 or 400 degrees. I don't know, man.
They pull it out, and she's like blowing on it and stuff. He's like, it's still good. It comes out. I pooped my pants.
Yeah. Like, let it ride, man. We don't got time.
My butt's been wiped.
Yep. It's like, let it ride. Let him go out there.
Yeah. They're like, oh, it's too late. We can't cook another one. Yeah, whatever. Just get him in there.
And I mean, I understand too. You know, then you have the other side, like Trump, man. Trump's it. I'm like, dude, Trump's 70 fucking years old, man.
I know.
Like that's like that's like my dad. Like I'm 40. I'm gonna be 42 next year. Uh-huh. That's like I'm like, Dad. Like, here's how you check your email. That's the guy that's running the company. Is the guy who's like, I can't get Netflix to work. Like that's what's happening. Like you guys don't understand this. Like, you got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, we need younger guys in there. All these old guys, you got to kick them out. You got to get them all out. I don't care, Republican, Democrat, whatever. Get them all these old guys out. You got to have new guys in there, dude. That's what we need. New guys.
What was that one freaking? So there was the Feinstein chick who's like looks like a Skeksis. You know, you remember that scene when it's at the bed and it's like, hey, I haven't died yet. Don't touch my wand. You know, like she basically had her daughter get power of attorney because she's too old to make decisions for herself. She's got dementia or whatever. Mm-hmm. Why is she still in office? Why is she able to make decisions for us if she's, you know? And then you got that
John McCain, bro. John McCain had a fucking tumor.
Yeah, a big one, like a grapefruit.
Tumor. Yeah, a big tumor in his brain. How is that affecting his decision making?
Yeah.
Oh man, we gotta let. It's like, dude, come on, man. Like, come on. Nancy Pelosi was the crypt keeper, bro. You could not fucking tell me. Like, come on, man.
What about
like,
Mitch McConnell there? He like had 2
No
strokes. That's like elder abuse at that point. Like,
you're like, all right, man. Listen, you better be able to do 10 fucking push-ups, and you better be able to walk up this flight of stairs and do 10 damn sit-ups if you want to be in Congress. Fuck, bro.
yeah.
When they're like,
shit either.
when they're like, well, it's ageism. I was like, there's a reason that people retire at 65, man.
Yep.
And they give them a watch and tell them to go kick rocks and go fishing, some shit, man.
Yep.
Because they're old, man. And if they never leave, you never have an opportunity for the next generation to get their foot and progress everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you imagine if all these old dudes were still working at these tech companies? There's no way we would be where we are in technology and internet and innovation and stuff like that. If you still had all these old dudes there holding spots for the young guys,
Yep.
people have to move up. You know, the old guy retires, the next guy takes his place, next. Then all of a sudden you're hiring new blood in. Boom. Then they work up. Those guys are getting out of there. You're bringing in new blood constantly to evolve everything. That's what the country needs. You can't have all these old dudes in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree, man. And
But they're like, he's a Democrat. He's about. It's like, who gives a shit? He's old. Get him the fuck out of there.
yeah,
old,
honestly,
man.
I don't care about parties anymore. I'm pretty sure there's only one party, and that's the one I'm not invited to.
Yeah.
But I look at these these Skeksis, these fossils, and it's like, that doesn't represent me. That doesn't this person could make the worst of decisions and never have to live with the consequences because they'll be dead before any of their economic ramifications take effect. Or, they could start World War III and it's like, dude, you're gonna die next week anyways. What do you care?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, don't they do that? Are they still using muskets? No, man, we're using drones, bro.
My butt's been wiped by a drone.
Yeah, you're just like, no, man. And I get it. It's like, like I said, people want Trump, and I mean, to his credit, and that I kind of feel that Trump started this whole I think he scared the shit out of politicians. I think he did. And people want to say he's part of it or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But Trump was a dude that I don't think he was supposed to win. I think they got Trump in there and Hillary was going to fucking slam dunk on this dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then Trump was just and fucking blocked that shit into the third row. And people didn't know what the hell. That people would rather vote on Trump than trust Hillary. That's how untrustworthy Hillary was. And I think it scared the shit out of him because he wasn't one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a politician guy, you know what I mean? He wasn't one of their guys. He was somebody else. He was an outsider who came in, and I think it scared the fuck out of him. That's why they demonized him so bad, because they don't want another Trump. They don't want another Trump to happen again. They want whoever it is, no matter what party it is, the people that they got all the dirt on. That's who they want in the office, so that whoever can pull the strings and shit like that.
Yeah, it's like
they want the guys who went to freaking whatever the damn Bohemian Grove. They want the guys that were on Epstein's islands. They want those guys because they have shit on them. Mm-hmm. Trump never went to the island. The guy was never on the list. He was never one of the cool kids, and all of a sudden he fucking wins.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh shit, we can't have this happen again. I think that was a big problem.
Well, not only that, but so I hate all politicians. I mean, I trust them about as far as I could kick them up a flight of stairs, Yeah. But the thing that I like about Trump, because I hated all candidates or whatever, but the thing that I liked about Trump was not only was he pissing these assholes off, but these are career politicians that are, like you're saying, they're doing their thing. They're the swamp. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. Well, Trump is a shrewd businessman. And if you recall some of the shit that he did during his, part of being a businessman is you need bottom line results. You can't bullshit around because your profits, your shareholders will be like, dude, you can bullshit all you want, but my stock value is plummeting, at your company. So, and again, that's kind of why I like Ramaswamy, but these guys are not career politicians that have been in this system for 40 plus years. This guy is he's made some bad business decisions. In fact, he was the only politician to become a president, and his net worth actually went down. Yeah,
he made the years he made the least amount of money. He was dead.
but that puts him in in my good book when it's okay, He's not doing it for the money, if that's the case, because he's actually losing money.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think you're totally right when you're like, yeah, he's not part of the cool kids club. He's not part of like the status quo or whatever. And in all honesty, dude, if we follow the status quo, we're gonna be in a nuclear holocaust.
Yeah. That's why we got to get young guys in there.
Yeah.
You know, we got to get young guys in there. We got to get people who know what the fuck you're talking about. We got to stop demonizing everybody. You know, pretty much like the media has turned, turn each other against each other. You know what I mean? And if you haven't seen it, you know, I was never into any type of politics. I couldn't care. But I noticed as soon as like Trump won, I think the turning point for me, when I was like, wait a minute, is when the Daily Show did a special talking about how if Trump won, how like the world was gonna end. And they did like this whole thing where there was like post-apocalyptic, Trump won, and oh no, we gotta watch out for the Trump. And they made it look like Terminator 2, like they were all in rags and shit, whatever fuck. Because Trump won, yeah. And I was like I'd never seen him do anything like that with anybody. Because the idea was whoever won, like it was fair game. Everybody gets it. Everybody, that's the comedy. Everybody gets it. It doesn't matter. Everyone gets it. But it's like nobody touched Biden. Like he was the golden, like, you know what I mean? They went after Trump so hard, and that was always Trump. And then Biden won, and they're still talking about Trump.
Yeah.
Biden's easy to make fun of, bro. Like anybody, he's easy comedy, but nobody wants to do it. And if you do it, it's like, oh, you know, and that's how I'm like, when I saw that shit and how much they went against Trump, or like they were like saying the world was going to end because he won. Like it was almost like they crossed that line. So I was like, this is fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
You know, like this is like it was bizarre. Like there was no like, and we went through both Bushes. You know what I mean? So they're just like, hey man, like, and it's like they didn't even go after them as hard as Trump. And it's like, dude, like, we didn't go in any wars, bro. Like what fuck?
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like the guy like crossed the DMZ there, the demilitarized zone in Korea. He's like the historic, like he's a businessman. He's making business arrangements.
Yeah,
and that's what our country needs. And it was like I saw some footage, and this was actually like, and again, I was never a Trump guy or whatever. I didn't vote for him that first time, but like they showed a video where he was with Shinzo Abe, and he was like feeding goldfish or whatever. And they just showed this one part where he was just like dumping a bunch of fish food flakes like a dumbass into like the koi pond or whatever. And they're like, this stupid oaf doesn't even know how to feed fish. And I'm like, well, that's a really what's going on? And then I watched the unedited version, and Shinzo Abe was the one that was doing it first, telling him how to do it. And they cut out all the parts, and it was like, you're making media hit pieces, and you're being intentionally dishonest to your viewers. And that made me side with this guy. It's like, you made me like the asshole.
Yeah. At least this guy's trying to fucking do something. You guys are all just shitting on him. Why are you shitting on him so hard? Is you got something? You guys must have something to hide then, huh?
Yep.
You know, it's like, well, why? Like what? You know? And then it was like, oh, we have. And another thing that kind of set me off that shit was going down, in terms of like just going against conservatives just in general, was like when these guys would talk and go visit universities to talk, they would be banned from going there. And it's like, wait a minute, you just had a Democrat speaker, right? And then now it's time to have a Republican or a conservative speaker, but they're banned. But you can have the other side. Well, now that's not bipartisan now. Now you're pushing an agenda. You know, or when they get the other side, you let these people fucking fuck the place up and don't do anything about it. You know, it's like, well, obviously one side's being, you know, one side's being favored if you don't see it, you know. But it's like they have to brainwash these people. You know, I tell my old man, he's been he's 67. He's the guy's been a freaking Democrat all his life. I'm like, Pop, like Democrats, they're gone. Like you're a conservative now. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah,
that's how much it has shifted. I told him that's how much it's shifted, man. Like you're a conservative now.
Well, you remember Roseanne Barr? They're like, you know, when did you become a conservative? And she's like, I'm not a conservative. I've always been liberal. You guys have just gone so far left that anybody right of Stalin is considered far right. So now I'm, And I'm like, yeah, I'm with her. Like, that's exactly how I feel. Like,
The thing has shifted, and the thing about it too is that they kind of, and I blame the media, and that's a big part of why we're having these issues today, is that the media has been manipulated to turn the citizens against each other, and if we're fighting each other, then we can't see the big picture, and that's what these morons, especially with like shit like Twitter and stuff, it's like, oh, especially how partisan and how freaking, I mean, Twitter, let's be honest, Twitter was a liberal platform. Like, it definitely, hell yeah, it was. It wasn't just an open space. It was a liberal platform where you can say whatever the fuck you want. Now, Elon came in there and just like, no, man, here's the facts. And the fact checker, man, they pop up on everything, bro. It's dope. We're just like, oh, shit. Like, wow, okay. Either or, and that's all that we want. We just, just a normal person just wants the truth so we can make the decision for ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. The cure for bad speech isn't silence, it's more speech.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to have the other half. You can't have, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can't have one half. You got to have the whole half, and then figure out, okay, what's going on? Is it time for a liberal president? The country will decide if it's time, but they have to have the options, the information, and the options to decide, not just,
yeah, we tell you what you should think.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. That's why, I mean, fucking journalism's dead, dude. Like, unless it was like only it was like for like Breitbart leaking the freaking the Hunter Biden story and all that shit, and the laptop with all the information and all the pictures and all that stuff, and how it was silenced over everything. Yeah, it's like they did it, dude. They did it. Here you had information that would have changed the election, and it was silenced by social media and by the media, the people who are the very people that are supposed to report it. So how are you gonna trust them now?
Exactly. Yeah, it's and that's a problem though. Is like with like liars, like once somebody lies to you, it's impossible to ever like believe them ever again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you betrayed my trust. I'm done. Like, we're out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. And I feel like I'm hoping that the generation, not the current generation, but the generations that's coming after them, I almost feel like the next generation, the rebellion is going to be conservative. The rebellion is going to be going to church. The counterculture is going to be raising a family, being a dad. Like, it's coming again. I feel like that's how it is.
Yeah, conservatism seems to be the new punk rock. Mm-hmm. And it was actually, it's odd when you hear Johnny Rotten say that.
It's just like we didn't change, the politics did. That's the thing. It's like you stay how a lot of people just stayed where they were, and they just the whole line shifted now. That you're just like, okay, like, I'm still me.
Yeah.
You're still you. It's just the party's changed. That's it. And you're like, all right, Yeah, but you're always gonna have this issue when you have two parties too. That's the problem. It's like, you can never really, even if you have a third party, then one party would be coerced into voting with the other party. So it's fucking weird.
Why don't we just get rid of parties? Like, you know what I mean? Just go. Like, I honestly, like, would you be averse to a Democrat president with a Republican vice president?
That's what they should do. They should do that. They should have, if one person wins, if one party wins, then the other one, then we're having an election for the vice. Who won? Oh, Biden won the president. Okay, now we're gonna have a race for the vice president, and he's gonna be a Republican. Okay.
Yeah, or just completely do away with the whole concept of Democrat Republican. Mm-hmm. Instead of like everything being red or blue, it's just purple. And it's like, here's the dude. Like, we're not telling you what his party affiliation is, because there is no parties, but here are his stances. Because like, there was that like jaywalking or whatever. Somebody did a video where they were naming off policies or whatever, and they're like, what do you think of these policies that Bernie Sanders has come up with? And they're like, those are really good. And it was like, yeah, those are actually Donald Trump's.
Yeah, they were doing that shit all the time. They're like, yeah, was that Obama? They're like, oh yeah. It's like, no, man, that was Trump, dude. Oh my god.
Amen, Looniverse.
Yeah. I mean, that's all that you can do. But it's the thing about it now is that it's hard. It's hard because we've seen these past 4 years what the other party has been doing in terms of silencing and trying to regulate with the COVID shit, with trying to mandate shots, with trying to do masks. I don't know if that's stuff you can come away from.
Yeah,
that's what I mean? With shit like that,
like trying to, businesses closed, people lost their livelihoods. You know what I mean? It's like, and it was one party that was pushing all this stuff, and one party that was controlling the media, and one party that was silencing people.
Yeah, and I don't know, man.
And
we
they
got
could come.
next year.
I'm a liberal or I'm a Democrat now. It's like, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I see what y'all did to me. I see what y'all fucking did. When Trump was in office, man, the game store was doing gangbusters. We were doing fucking great. Now we're just like, everybody's gripping. Ever since Biden's been in there, these are the lowest numbers we've pushed.
God damn.
Since we've been open.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. But when Trump was in office, I was making money.
Yeah, my 401k definitely looked nicer.
Now, but Biden's in office. I'm like, am I getting a paycheck this week?
Yeah, that's a scary thing to think. Like, can we survive another 4 years of that?
Yeah, I don't think we can.
No, I don't
I think
either.
we got, and I don't even know if they're not even doing debates, aren't they? Like, that's what
No.
I heard. The Democrats aren't. Biden's your fucking guy. Good luck.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Come on, man. Like, you guys ain't even gonna fight for it. You guys ain't even give. You guys ain't even going to give somebody else a shot.
Yeah.
It's not like you got Michael Jordan in there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not like this guy's like shooting threes or hitting dunks and shit either, man. The guy could barely talk and he can barely walk. But that's the guy you're doubling down on. Like,
Well, I heard they're trying to push Gruesome Newsom in there. The governor of California.
oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I lived in California for almost 10 years, and it was horrifying seeing what has become of the places where I used to live. And it's like, what the hell happened? And then you're like, oh, Gruesome Newsom. Like, like, goddamn. Like, you're talking about a shop. Like, good luck trying to run a brick and mortar in California, because they're now passing bills where you can't even stop the shoplifters. You get charged $18,000. What? Like, what?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my people were up on the roof with, we're of the rooftop Korean type. That's my spirit animal.
Yeah, it's just like, dude. I mean, I think hopefully people are starting to wake up. If we get another 4, I don't know. If we get another 4, man, I'd be shocked. And I think it ought to be looked into.
Yeah.
To be honest. Because that's
Man,
just ridiculous.
Not to switch gears, but dude, I've been checking out your BEARZERKER here. And is this book all trad art? Like, are you gonna, when you do the crowdfunding, are you gonna put these in as like additional perks?
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
Oh, sorry. So
Traditional?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so the way I'm doing it and the way the stuff I've been posting, I draw it like I've been drawing traditional, and then I put it in Procreate, and that's how I do my inking on it. So it's going to be both. So what I do is I like all the stuff I've been doing. I've been drawing it like this. I usually don't. Like, this is pretty cool. This came out pretty well. I'll put in Procreate and make it better, but then I'll give it the look, because the look that I've been posting, it's going like, it looks like pencils and charcoal and it has textures. That's how I want the book to look. I don't want it to. It's not going to look like clean lines like this. It's going to look like it was drawn with. It's going to be black and white. And it's going to look like it was drawn with texture. It's going to have texture.
Gritty.
So, because I did it, and Robo was like, dude, you need to keep this. Like, because this really makes it. And that's, again, especially if it's like a nightmare realm, it's kind of a dream realm that he's in. So it's not, it makes sense if it doesn't look traditional sharp, that it kind of has this texture to it. And so that's what I've been doing. So I draw traditional with pencil, and then I pretty much, I just take a picture with my iPad, put the photo in Procreate, and then I ink it like I would ink it or whatever in using Procreate, and then doing all the backgrounds and stuff. So I'll pull up some art here so we can see what I'm talking about. All my stuff's on my Twitter.
Gumdrop Ed.
Yeah, it was Gumdrop Ed. But yeah, I mean, then I can kind of tweak. I could change stuff. I'm still working on his model, so I'm treating him. I'm treating him like a cartoon, where every time when I draw him, I want him to be, the same way you draw Mickey Mouse.
the same. He's gonna be drawn the same each time. You know, the same way you draw cartoons.
Nice.
So let's see if I'll share this tab here. Boop. I think that's it. Yeah, let's pull that up and we'll share it. And I might have to zoom in on it, but all my stuff's on the Twitter and on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, that logo is sick.
Yeah, Matt Barr did the logo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Matt Barr did the logo. He's gonna add my name to it. It's gonna be Jay Vasquez Presents.
Yes.
Because there's other Berserkers, and if I put my name on it, I can. It's my name.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like I could copyright it. Like it's trademarked because it has my name in it. So I looked online. Berserkers like in Warcraft and other shit and stuff like that too. But I was like, the name fits so well that I'm like, fuck it, I'm keeping it. This is what it is. It has to be this.
Nice.
You know. But the way, let's see if I can zoom in here. If it's gonna make a difference. It might not because it's Twitter. It's being a butt.
I know. I hate that.
Yeah.
And then you got it in like Chrome or whatever, and then like you're like, I'm at 300% in Chrome. Why isn't the picture resized? And then you go back to the website and like the font is like 2,000.
I just drag this over there, maybe. Yeah, fucking. Because that's all on my iPad. You know, everything's all on my iPad. Maybe I could just say I'm just gonna save it to the desktop, and then maybe I could do it there.
That is cool. Are those like Computones from Procreate or?
It's just so it's a 6B pencil brush that I use for the outline, and then it's charcoal brushes for the backgrounds and stuff.
Nice.
So let's get rid of this and let me open that up so I can you could see it better.
Oh yeah.
So it has like a textured look to it, and that's how. And the book's going to be black and white. It's not going to be color.
Yeah. Yeah. Some art just lends itself better to that like, you know, the black and white.
Let's see. Is this it?
Ooh,
okay.
There we go.
So yeah, so like
he's got stuffing coming out of him.
Yeah,
that's his blood.
He's a teddy bear, and so the idea is that I want to do the Sam Keith telephone cord when he gets injured. Like the Sam Keith always just like tears, but like the threads always look like telephone cords. My light's acting fucking crazy right now. What's going on? So happens when you get a smart light, it starts fucking going nuts. But it's a a black 6B brush that mimics a pencil is the outlines, and then the shading is the same brush, but it works, you know, just like a pencil. So I'm just sitting there going like this, coloring in the shading, and it's a separate layer, and so I changed the opacity of it to give it that gray look, and then the background itself is a charcoal brush that I was using.
Oh wow!
In there to give it the texture. So everything's gonna be textured in the book like this.
Well, let's see. It says,
Old bear, the dark has taken the child. You must traverse the nightmare realm and bring her soul back before dawn. If you fail, she will be trapped there forever. Prove your worth.
Yeah, that's the opening of the book.
That's awesome, man.
As he's like falling as a little bear. He's a little bear. He's missing an eye because his teddy bear is missing an eye. He's a teddy bear.
He's seen some mileage.
Yeah, you know. So she found him at a thrift store. So he's not even like she's not his original owner, which we get into that in the book and shit like that too. So, and you know,
Dude,
spoiler alert, he's missing the eye and the ear because the dog got a hold of him.
Oh, well, I thought he had that neighbor from Toy Story.
The Toy Story, right? But yeah, everything's gonna be textured like this. This is the look of the book. It's going to look like this.
That's awesome.
So now I'm kind of like when I'm writing it, Luniverse says we need more badass bear representation. All we got for bear representation is Winnie the Pooh and Care Bears.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and that was the thing too. Like when I started doing this, I was debating about making a Winnie the Pooh book.
Oh.
That the bear would be Winnie the Pooh, and he'd go into the 100-acre wood to get the girl back, and the girl is Christopher Robin's daughter.
Oh.
Was the original idea, but I was like, nah, fuck that. Yeah. I'm not gonna do a Winnie the Pooh story. I also had another Winnie the Pooh story that
Christopher Robin's a boy and Winnie the Pooh is a mech, and that the boy gets a steampunk mech, and the boy gets in like aliens come in his town, and he fucking hops in this old mech that his grandpa built. It's a bear. It's Winnie the Pooh.
That's awesome.
And so it's like, but I'm like, I'm not doing a Winnie the Pooh story because all the people started doing Winnie the Pooh and shit, and I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna do my own thing. So, but I did keep the name Old Bear because I did like it because he's an old bear. He's an old stuffed animal.
Yeah.
So
that's
like
awesome.
the way the lore of the story goes is like, there's a nightmare realm, and every so often a nightmare can manifest itself into our world, maybe through some kind of object. So this nightmare enters our world through a storybook. And the storybook is on the girl's shelf. It falls off the shelf, opens up, and the nightmare is gonna come out of it. I'm still designing it. I have an idea what it looks like in its head. It's gonna look like No Face and No Face from Spirited Away, but like a centipede put together.
Oh damn.
And you pull the soul out of the child, so it literally lifts the soul out. The child's still in the bed, so it lifts the soul out. Well, the thing is that you have in this world you have cats and pets, right? They're the watchers, so they're supposed to watch over the children. That's why I usually like my cat. I got the idea because my cat sleeps with my daughter ever since she was born. My cat sleeps with my daughter.
Nice.
She's 5, so he sleeps at the foot of the bed. So he's always like watching her. So it's like, okay, so the cats are like watchers, and they keep the nightmares away. But this nightmare in particular was so strong that it swats the cat and pulls the kid into the book, the soul.
Oh, nice.
So the cat has to choose the champion because the cat can't enter. The physical batter can't enter the nightmare realm. So it has to choose a champion, some item or something that has emotional attachment to the child. And so it drags the old bear off the shelf and puts it into the book. And so when he goes the book through the portal, he's a bear, he's a stuffed animal, and then when he lands, he's BEARZERKER.
Oh, nice.
And he has he's gonna have his little stuffed animal has like the Mickey Mouse, he has like suspenders with little Mickey Mouse shorts and the one eye, and there's a button and stuff. So he's a little bear, but when he enters, he's BEARZERKER when he gets there. So
hell yeah.
And it's all about he has to get her soul back to the portal before dawn, otherwise she's gonna be stuck there forever.
Oh damn.
And then
Are
she's
there like
just gonna
alarm clock monsters?
Yeah, she's just gonna be she's just gonna be in a coma, pretty much, in our world. But her soul's gonna be trapped there in the So then we'll talk about the big bad guy and whatever stuff. Of course he's good there. Of course there's always a big bad guy. But it's good. The story is like he enters there, and he's going to pretty much, it's get to the castle to get the girl. Is pretty much what the story is gonna be. So he's going to be fighting all types of other monsters and shit while getting there, and just old bear doesn't talk. He roars and grunts, but he doesn't speak words. He doesn't talk.
Oh, nice.
So it's just going to be him just there's no other
visual storytelling.
Yeah, there's no other side like side characters. There's going to be no whatever sidekick. It's gonna be him. It's gonna be kind of something like Primal, where he's just gonna be going fighting shit.
Yeah.
And then roaring. So when he gets there, when he lands, and he when he gets to the nightmare realm, that's the first thing he does. He roars. He lets them know that he's coming.
Yeah.
He challenges them. He's like, I'm coming.
Nice.
So fuck. So everybody's like, oh, there's all the little nightmare. Oh fuck. Like, oh fuck. So there's a whole so it's pretty much like he's just gonna be, of course he's gonna be injured, he's gonna be fighting stuff, but he's just gonna be like fighting fighting bad guys, and then there's always like a big monster, you know what I mean? So it's almost kind of like a video game in a sense, where he has to fight the minions and then fight a boss, and then fight a minions and then fight a boss, because each area has like its fucking, each area of the nightmare realm, like the swamp is the drowned. He's like the head guy, and then in the swamp that he has to go through. The spider is in the ruined castle is the spider who has all the marionette puppet, with their fucking knives and shit. So he has to get to them and destroy them so he can keep going. And it's just him just fucking pretty much just pushing his way through, like physically just fucking
just pushing his way through to get to pretty much the end goal, which is the girl in the castle.
So is like, I'm assuming then that this would be multiple books with each kind of boss being like a book. Like the first book would be the spider book, second book would be whatever, or is this like one big self-contained?
It's gonna be one big self-contained.
Oh,
is
wow.
What I want to do. I want to do one book. I want to do just one. It's gonna be one book.
Oh, nice, dude.
And the format I want to do is, I mean, it depends how big it's gonna be, but it's gonna be one. It's gonna be the story of Berserker, and if I want to expand on the Nightmare Realm or the whatever, see, I set up rules and how the things work. So if I ever want to revisit stuff, it could happen. You know, the nightmare, another nightmare. You know, that's one realm. That's one pocket. You know, that's one single realm ran by this single person, this single demon or whatever in whatever space it is. There's hundreds of them. These things exist. You know, nightmares, they exist. So it could be another situation and another item, and another champion has to be chosen to get another kid out of something, whatever, you know, out of some other place. You know, so it could go, it doesn't have to be a Berserker story, but it can take place in another nightmare realm with kind of the same rules applied, where maybe it's something else. Maybe it's an action figure instead of being a stuffed animal. Maybe it's a Barbie doll. It could be whatever. Maybe they drop a fucking car in there. Who, you know what I'm saying? It could be whatever.
Herbie goes bananas.
You know? Yeah. So when I'm writing, the way I'm writing this, and that's why I'm not sure, it's going to be one story, but I'm not sure what the format's going to be yet. Because I don't think there's going to be, like, there's not going to be word bubbles and shit. There's going to be sound effects, but there's not going to be like word bubbles. And it's like there's a book that Miyazaki did called Shuna's Journey, and there's no word bubbles. It's like you're reading the story, but there's panels to it, but there's no more than 3 panels a page.
Oh, wow.
You know, or he'll do 2 across 2 pages. You know what I mean? So the book is thick. It's a thick book, but there's not that many small panels in it, and that's what kind of gives it its size. You know, that's the kind of the format I'm thinking. It's either going to be something like that, or it might be a storybook to where like one page is words and the other page is a collage of what's happening, or it might be like those old Masters of the Universe books that would come with the comic with the figure that you had the picture and the words under it.
Oh yeah.
You know,
so it was like one panel per page.
Yeah. And so I could focus on what the story, the visual of what the story's telling, but then have a bunch of words. And the cat might be the narrator, because it's the cat that puts him into the book is it says the prose, the what's on this page. He's the one that says it. So I might have him just narrate the book too, as Berserker, as you're seeing Berserker go through stuff. So I'm writing it as like an actual novel when I'm writing it. I'm not writing it like, okay, panel 1, Berserker lands. Panel 2, he looks around, whatever. It's Berserker lands on the grassy hill overlooking of da 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 da. You know what I mean? He goes and exhale, whatever, blah 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 blah. He lets it. So I'm writing it as a story. I'm writing it as a book. I'm not writing it like a script. It's being written as a book. So if I wanted to, it helps me remember what I was thinking at the time. But if I wanted to just like kind of like lean into it more and make it a book with pictures, I could just make it a book with pictures too. Yeah. So it's like, so that's why it being thick doesn't really bother me, because I'm writing a lot of words.
Yeah.
Because he's not talking, so something has to, you know, you have to read what's being described as well. Like, you know, maybe what's the place, what sound does these things make? What does the place smell like? Like what, you know, stuff like that you can't really, you might not be able to come across well. It might have to be narrated, and the cat might narrate the whole book, but I'm writing it as a story. Like, I'm not writing it as like a traditional script, because I don't know how to write like that. I'm just like, all right, well, I'm gonna write it like a fucking story, and that's how I'm writing it. So
that's sweet, man. So is there any like ETA on when you're gonna kick this off? Or?
I got nothing. I got no ETA. I got nothing. I wrote 2 chapters so far. And I just been working on stuff like this. kind of hyping it up, but also this helps me get the models on point. This helps me, okay, what does the little girl look like? I've been designing all the monsters, so I got like a portfolio here that I have tons of the different monsters in and stuff. And I'll change my camera so we could see that too.
Yeah,
because I like
careful,
showing,
man.
I like the this is the fun part. This is what I enjoy. I enjoy
building.
designing stuff and having rules. I think that's the thing, is you have to have rules how shit works.
Mhm.
Because as long as you follow your own rules, then that's what makes the story good.
Yeah.
If all
Oh
of a sudden
yeah.
Superman can't fly, and all of a sudden you have him fly into fucking space without a jetpack, you're like, well, what the hell, man? Like, I can't believe it. I can't trust anything you're telling me now.
Yeah. Yeah. In what is it? In-world logic consistency, like.
Mhm.
Yeah, or internal. Yeah, it sucks because there are a lot of creators, especially in mainstream, that don't understand that or continuity.
Well,
you
yeah,
know?
and it's you don't want to insult the audience either.
Yeah.
So this was one that I did of him here,
Oh, sweet.
which I did. I posted this one. This is when he lands, and this is actually the first picture I did. Which is like, if you ever seen, I did a post on Instagram, and I did where it's like him, and this is the pose from fucking Fire and Ice when Dark Wolf was like,
Yeah.
the guys and he fucking yells. I'm like, yeah, baby. So this was the first piece I did of Berserker. So I can
Was
move
it
this
a
up on screen.
turnaround? Oh.
So
Yeah.
he had a very different look. Let's
Yeah.
make this big, because I don't need to be fucking big. No. So this originally he was gonna have a sword, but then I kept seeing him in my head with axes.
Mm.
And then Berserker, everybody draws people with big ass swords. So I was like, I'm not saying he's never gonna use a big sword in the story, but and then this is the second time I drew him, and I gave him the beard. I like him having like the beard.
Mm.
And then
Yeah.
again, I did this one, the one I showed you. I took a picture of this and I made it better in Procreate. Like I was able to fix my mistakes. Give him the axe instead, and so that I've been enjoying doing that, because I can come to a piece like this that maybe was okay, but now I can like use it for something if I put it in Procreate. That's why I don't mind drawing stuff like this. I could easily grab that and put it in the book.
Wow.
Stuff like that was no big deal. This is one of the other ones I did. He's grabbing this crazy. He grabbed us by the fucking lip. He's grabbing
He's all
by
crying.
the lip. And then this is the castle. I've posted this stuff on the internet too, but again, I took a picture of this and then did it in Procreate with all the texture and stuff. So I'm still experimenting with the textures I want to use as well.
Kind of reminds me of Castle of Illusion.
Yeah, I want to, like a volcano thing, but then also like this Pillar of Souls that's coming out, kind of like Mortal Kombat and shit. But that's just kind of what I saw in my, and there's a reason for that too that we'll get into later and stuff in the book and things like that. So, but I'm setting, I'm setting stuff up. I think this was the second one that I did of him with this tentacle thing. A lot of damn gray Copic in this thing, and I was like, it's not turning out the way I want it, man. So I just quit. I said the whole bottom too. I was like, fuck it.
Oh man,
I wasted 2 damn markers on this. Ran
out of marker.
So I can always do this one in Procreate too and fix it and whatever. I mean, it's kind of neat. And then here's again designing just little goofy ass monsters.
Nice.
Of course, you got to come towards. I was experimenting with brushes here too, but
the Stalfos.
So yeah, I was like, dude, he got to fight zombies. He got to have some mobs he has to crush to show how bad he is in the beginning. Show how badass he is. And this is him and the girl. This is the first time I drew him and the girl together. Yeah, the girls, the humans and stuff, they're gonna be drawn like Fleischer, Betty Boop fucking style. While they're gonna be drawn, and that's the basis for like how I would draw him.
Yeah,
so he has like a very Fleischer skeleton. I just bulk him up.
Yeah, I kind of get some Astro Boy vibes too. Like,
yeah. I mean, Tezuka's he's a big influence on me, regardless. I don't think I can shake. I can't shake the Tezuka out of my veins. These other little monsters that I did that I didn't even design these. My daughter drew these. My daughter, so she's been like, I don't know if I still have it here. She's been drawing like little doodles. So she drew this, and she drew this little guy. I
I was like, dude, and I turned into that.
Nice.
And I might make them little frogs though, and have them in like the swamp area is what I'm gonna do.
Oh, sweet.
You know, so he's fighting, and then he comes across the drowned and ends up fighting the drowned boss.
Yeah. Scary hands.
You know, this is the concept. Might be the big bad guy. I don't know. He's the first time I drew here's him as the bear.
Yeah, quite a bit different.
Yeah, and then there's the little girl. I was trying to get her model. You know, so okay, this is how I'm gonna draw her all the time.
Nice.
So then this is the first one that I drew of the drowned.
Oh, yeah, that's nightmare fuel.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just getting a bunch of faces and like hands coming out of his body. This is kind of the prototype for the demon that's gonna take him out. It's gonna take the soul, but the mask is too big. He's gonna have a bigger. It's probably gonna look more like this. The mask. It's gonna be more simple, but you know. I love this guy.
Four-armed, or is that like a starfish or?
It is, and this is like the helmet's fake. This is his eye.
Nice.
Like a starfish in like a freaking with like these knives like bolted to his little tentacle things.
Oh damn.
And then like I said, this is a false head. So the head is here. This is the head.
Oh sweet.
So kind of like a starfish, kind of like a beholder, kind of with armor on top of it.
God damn. Yeah, that would freak the shit out of me.
You know. And yeah, this was the spider that I did, the spider lady. I changed the mask. I made it better. I wasn't too keen with this one. And then these are the marionettes that she controls with her webs.
Oh, freaky.
So when he comes to here, he's gonna be fighting these guys, and then she's gonna come down.
Did you ever watch that Canadian like early computer generated TV show Reboot?
Yeah.
Do you remember Dot Matrix?
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Do those masks, are those all like static and she dynamically changes them based on her mood, or is that like?
I think they're all just masks, because those are the masks that she puts on these guys.
Oh yeah. Because that Dot Matrix thing scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, and that's kind of another thing too. Like, you know, they all want to kind of all look like evil Pinocchios. I did one where it looks like a jester, but I wasn't sure if I'm gonna keep it. You know, I like the idea of having the bells. You know, that you hear the bells first. So I'm gonna work some kind of bells with these guys. That you're gonna hear the bells first, the jing jing, the jingle of bells, and then these fucking guys are gonna be clinking.
Oh Jesus, man!
You know?
Are they like used to like, because they look less threatening? Are they like used to like make the kids less susceptible to flee, or like?
I don't know. I just wanted to do something with puppets.
Yeah,
because puppets are kind of fucking creepy, man. Let's do something with puppets. Let's have them, because they would rattle around, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, you know, let's do that, you know. But I didn't want them to be the first guys that he fought, you know. So it's gonna be the skeleton guys, or they're gonna be the first mobs that he fights.
Nice. And it works really well with the spider, because like the web is like the strings, like.
Yeah, this came first, and I was like, what else is creepy? A fucking spider. So then I was like, oh, the spider can control them puppets. Yeah, dude. I could just. Well, they wear a mask, so she has to wear a mask, and then we'll put the masks on the thing, because she puts the masks on the puppets, and you know, kind of like all these things are like lost souls, like, you know, they lost, you know, every like these like lost souls as children that were taken, you know. So it's
damn.
You know, so they always want to resemble something, you know, something that's maybe kind of childlike or something. I don't know, man. That's kind of where the idea came from. If I keep it, I don't know.
That's pretty cool,
you know,
man.
because I always thought dolls were kind of scary too, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm not gonna do dolls, but puppets would be fucking cooler. You know?
Yeah.
And this is my notes. I found this, so I like printed this out, so I had my notes. This was my daughter drawing BEARZERKER.
Nice.
He drew him, and I was like, dude, if I do a fucking campaign, this is gonna be a trading card. I want to do a fucking trading card.
The origins.
Yeah, and then here's the one where I drew the drowned again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I posted this one recently. I changed his face a bit and changed the model better, but yeah, it's this is a Frank Frazetta painting. This is a Frank Frazetta pose of he's jumping, where the Conan jumping on the back of a monkey guy. It's called Ape Man.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude, I'm doing that. And then again, more doing his faces, just like a cartoon character, you know.
Yeah. the different expression studies.
Mm-hmm. So I just been like designing monsters and like how stuff works, so there's no like ETA, there's no like, oh man, summer of whatever, it's gonna come out when it's gonna come out, man.
God
It's
damn,
gonna be
man.
what it's gonna be, and I think I'm gonna be done. Like I want to be almost done with it, and then I'll probably start doing then I'll do a campaign or
Oh, dude.
whatever I decide. But I'm not gonna be like, yeah, man, I got a year to work on it, because I don't want to feel rushed anyway. I don't want to feel rushed. I don't want to feel like I'm just taking my time and doing it.
Yeah, like I totally like my campaign. Like I probably won't launch until either the end of this year or beginning of next, because I'm doing something really dumb. I don't know if you saw Infinitale Chronicles Book 1, but it's a 54-page color book, and the sequel book is over 113 pages.
Oh Jesus!
And but here's the stupid part. So I sent out a survey to all the backers, and I gathered all the information. Like my day job is I'm a UX designer, so like I thrive on data and qualitative analysis and stuff. So some of the stuff that I got was about the art, and they're like, it doesn't match some of your promotional art, blah 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 blah. So I was like, you know what? Let's see what another art team can do. So I had some meetings, and I have Team A, and those are the guys that did the first book, and we had some discussions about making the stuff kind of better match the the concept art and stuff. And then I have Team B, which is this husband and wife duo, Barbusco Studios, and they're also doing the same. They're doing the same story, different book. So you've heard of variant covers? I have variant books.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, if you want, I can show you a quick and dirty example.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hey, Pixel, what's up, man?
Hey.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome. So you're having two teams working on the same book.
Yep.
That's crazy, because that's like you have a theater cut and a director's cut almost. Like you're like, you know what I mean? That's interesting.
Well, what I did was I'm giving two windows into the same story from two different art teams that have two very different approaches to the way that they're telling the story. So like everything from like when I wrote it all out, I originally wrote it in, because like the entire 10-book series has already been written. It was written almost 30 years ago. But when I converted it over from screenplay format to comic book format, which was an interesting transition, it kind of describes like, this is what we should do in this panel, blah, 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 blah. But what I said was, I want to see your take on it. Like as an artist, like what additional paneling would you do? We can look at it, because I trust, the artist's judgment. It's there.
Yeah.
It's, you can't sit there and just like, smack them down to the point where it's not even a creative process anymore. Because they have to put, I worked as a creative director. So like, I know if you like harp somebody, like there needs to be branding, like there definitely needs to be guidelines that people need to follow for branding. But when it comes to like the way certain things are shot, or the way certain things are, positioned or laid out or whatever, it's definitely, an artist's call. And let's see if I have it on my, so I have it on my, my little screen there. I got my OBS.
There we go.
So this is a first. Nobody else has seen this yet.
Exclusive on the art department.
This is a JBot exclusive. So this is the 2-page spread from the second chapter, because the first chapter is actually free. You can read it on the InfinitaleChronicles.com website. But here's where it gets interesting. So this is a full-page spread. It's two pages split down the middle, and we've got these 4 panels. You've got the establishing shot. You got him doing something over here with looks like he's wood carving. And whatever, but this is Team A's rendition of it, and here's Team B's rendition of that exact same scene.
Dude, it's like a totally different book.
Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna get a completely different insight into the story from these two different art teams. So same story, and I mean, again, we're looking at the same the same kind of elements. Like, see, he's whittling away. Somebody's approaching him. He's talking to him, and it's during sunrise. And again, boom, he's whittling away. Someone's approaching, talk to him, and it's sunrise. And yeah, and this will be the opening 2-page spread for chapter 2. Oh, and also here's something that I also wanted to show off. It's a perk that I just got in from somebody that I had commissioned because my background's in video games. So like I've been a game developer for about 10 years, and before I kind of quit and started doing this stuff. But I'm a big fan of the 90s 16-bit era. So I thought, well, what would be cool to kind of respect some of my roots? What I originally had envisioned for this. Back in the day, back in freaking 1993 or whatever, 1992, was let's see what they'd look like in 16-bit, and let's make magnets out of them with acrylic.
Ah, okay.
So we got the 16-bit heroes, and
those are awesome.
Yeah, these are the characters from the book. These will all be acrylic magnets, kind of like the acrylic standees I had.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it's like little video game representations of kind of the heroes that you see from the. So like this guy right here and this guy right here are, these two guys.
Okay.
Or these two guys.
Yeah.
But video game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
that's neat. Yeah, that's neat. They're like they came out of a beat 'em up or a fighting game.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Capcom beat 'em up.
Chicken.
Gotta get that wall, chicken man.
Yeah. So I'm currently at the mercy of obviously of my art teams, but what I thought I could do to kind of keep things, I don't know, honest or whatever, was kind of show what I'm doing with like, this is the website. So like I was saying, like here's the first book, and you can go down here, and you basically have a total preview of the first 15 pages for free. And then
nice.
what I did that here on the second book as well. You can do the same thing where you're like, hey, let's see the first 15 pages for free. So this is all of chapter 1, but here's where it gets freaky. Same book done by a different art team. So it's the same story.
Yeah.
Just and then on top of that, in crowdfunding section, I added this nice little map that shows our progress of where everything is. So every time I get a completed pencil approved for the next step or inks or whatever, so we got Team A over here doing this, and then Team B doing this. And as you can see, the script was probably the easiest part to get completed.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're kind of plugging away. And when all of these match this up here with the complete and stuff, that's when I'm going to kick off the campaign. And we'll start getting into the fun stuff.
That's cool, man. Yeah, you got a slick. You got a slick website, and everything you're doing here is really neat. And it looks great. People know what they're getting into. People can research about the book, see if it's something for them. Yeah, this is really well put together, man. I know you've been working on this for a long time, and you already did a book, so.
Thanks.
Yeah, but this is neat. I think more people need to see this for sure.
Yeah. See, thanks. Yeah, I've been categorizing everything from like the additional perks. See, we got the trading cards. It's like, oh, what's in the trading cards? And so this was the trading card pack from the first campaign. And then this is what, I don't think they're all completed yet, but book 2 will have. See, we don't have an original cover yet, but all the cards for book 2. And then the jumbo cards, like where is it? This one was done by. This was actually donated. Nerium Nova actually did this. She's the one that's doing the bonds.
Okay.
Blood. And she just sent me this. Like I literally, this is a traditional art piece that I have. I scanned it in and then colored it myself. It was all in. It was all done in like inks and pencils, and I was like, oh my god, just out of the blue. Like I didn't commission her or anything. I was like, badass. So I had to make it as a limited edition holofoil card. And on Twitter, when I was starting up the Twitter account or the X account, I basically had giveaways, and a very limited number of people got that as a giveaway. And then I've got these other cards here, like one for book 2 that will be for like either early signups, like the first X number of people that back a physical perk or whatever, or some secret perk or email campaign thing or something. And then I got another lovely kind of fan artish one of slightly nude but still slightly safer work rendition of another artist's interpretation of Ashlyn there from book 2. And then I got my 3D printed figurines with their NFC chips. These are the guys that I had to resize for the game.
Okay.
And then obviously the poster. But yeah, like that's what we're hoping to kick off. I mean, this is the scary part right here. So this is the whole library of books, and all these ones with these generic covers are ones that haven't been out yet or we're not working on yet. But the idea is that we've got all 10 of these books, and then finally a campaign will be for like an omnibus, and you get like a gargantuan book.
Jeez,
And-
yeah. The big seal, medallion on the front, like the Neverending Story.
Yeah, the Orin. Yeah, Jack Black's gonna come and beat up people who try to read the book.
There you go. If you don't back the book, he's gonna come kick your ass.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm hoping that we can get this out by by the hopefully by the end of this year. But again, it's I'm not on just my schedule. I'm on my my art teams, and that's plural.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, in the meantime, we got the site, and then we don't really have much here, but this is our the role-playing game stuff. So we got the player's manual, then basically the dungeon master's guide, and then combat rules and additional stuff like the monster manual and the equipment indices. But yeah, I mean, I figure once I get the chronicles out, which are basically like a historical primer of the world, then we can start talking about the actual game stuff. So there'll be actually a fleshed out world for people to jump into and beat the crap out of it however they see fit.
Yeah, man, that sounds great.
Yeah, thanks for letting me share that, man. That was
no problem, man. Like I said, I would like you to get the game thing going, because I'd love if we could play that on streams. That'd be dope. Just have
Hell
a
yeah.
stream where we play your tabletop game and whatever, dude. That'd be hilarious. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, we I like I said, I had some play tests, and I was super worried because, like, again, I haven't we haven't modified the rules or tweaked them or anything in like almost 20 years. And buddy stopped over with his wife, and she wasn't a gamer or anything, and they were able to pick up the rules pretty quickly. And they died their first battle, which was funny. But the second one, and the way that it was set up is like, again, I was a game designer for about a decade, so like my big concerns were like barrier to entry, and like that was what kept a lot of people away from things like Magic the Gathering and stuff, where it was like so goddamn intimidating. You're like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. They expect me to spend all this money. Like, the cards are pretty, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So when I was designing my system, it was very easy to pick up and play. In fact, we have pre-made characters. So part of what I might be doing at the for the next book's campaign is sending out character cards, essentially, with all of their skills cards, equipment cards, and ability cards of the characters from the Infinitale Chronicles books. So you can kind of see how they were mechanically in the stories, and you could actually use them in the tabletop game. And you don't have to worry about like Dungeons and Dragons has gotten so out of hand. Has gotten so out of hand that like you need like a website just to build your damn character.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is it that complicated? Like, why can't you just be like, I want to be the axe guy, or I want to be the wizard, or and they're like, nope, you got to be this, you got to have 30 pages, you got 7,000 points, you got to distribute to your this, and you got to min max this, and you gimped your character early, you better hope your DM can let you reroll. It's like, wait, God. What?
Yeah. It's like it seems like if you don't get everything just right, like then it's like you just wasted your time.
Yeah, and that's like fun should be the most important priority when you're playing these things.
Mhm.
You know, and a lot of like, so the 3 pillars of the tabletop role playing game, or at least for me, for my system, is basically combat, puzzles, and story, or role playing.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily need to. You could just be like a guy that's into the combat. You know, I want to treat this like a board game. Well, okay, we'll set up a pitched battle, a skirmish or whatever, and you can either beat up a bunch of NPC scenarios that are set up, or you could actually play other players. You know, you can, like, we used to do these things to kind of get the rowdiness out of some of the players, because again, these were designed for like teenagers, young kids and stuff, and we would just like have like these like gambling matches essentially, where they're like, I put up 500 gold. What will that get me? Or I'll put up my legendary weapon, and they're like, oh, you know, and it's like, oh, the purse has just gotten interesting, you know. Then, you know, like however much money or whatever you put up, it's like you can either take the spoils, or you could take like an equivalent out of like we called it like the deck of many things, but that's not what it was. But it was just basically like a bunch of cards that you would randomly, you got 3 draws from that deck. So you draw them out and you're like, oh, I got a purple, I got a blue, I got an axe I can't use, I got, 500 gold, or, and it was funny watching these people argue. It's like, you should have taken what was behind door 2, like instead of the vacation or whatever, or that Family Guy episode with the boat. Everybody got a boat except for Peter. But yeah, I don't know. I'd love to hop on a stream, but I definitely want to make sure it's in a publicly presentable state before I hey guys, look at this shitty game that's poorly designed.
No, that's understandable. I'm the same way with the Berserker. Like, let me have something that I can be like, hey, cool. But while I'm doing stuff, I'm kind of like, oh, look at this. Look at this design. It's being worked on right now. When's it gonna come out? I was like, there's no date. It's gonna be when it's gonna be. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't even know what type of book it's gonna be yet. But I know it's not gonna be a floppy. That's what I know. It's not gonna be a floppy.
Yeah, man, dude, it looks like it's in motion, even though it's a still image. If that makes any sense. Like your charcoal almost feels like film grain.
Yeah,
it feels like if you've ever played that game Limbo. Or you looked at the old I freaking love that effect, and it's unique. Like, I'm not seeing that anywhere else in comics. So
yeah, I wanted to do something to where it was cartoony. You had a cartoon style, but I can kind of put I can have energy into it, if that makes sense. Like the energy can come across, and I can kind of get wild with it. I'm not set to any type of rules in terms of the art. To where I'm like, well, now I have to draw people that look like people. I'm like, well, that seems kind of boring to me. I don't want to draw. That. You know what I mean? Oh shit, I gotta draw this person holding a cup and having a conversation. No, man, I don't want to do that. So then I kind of came up because I was. It's actually probably all of Odin's fault, honestly. To be honest.
Damn you, Desko!
We were one stream. He recommended to draw Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna send that one to Fantas. I gotta get a bigger envelope. But Daredevil, which was like a Care Bear Daredevil, and I drew it, and I was like, oh, this was fun. Like, what other kind of bear things can I do? And then I thought of Barbarian, and I was like, well, if I was going to draw a Barbarian, he'd be a Berserker. No, how about Berserker?
Yes.
And
yeah,
and that's how that's how it came up. So this was the Daredevil that I.
That's awesome.
And I added more stuff because I was going to send it to Fanta. I just was him, but I was like, well, let me add stuff to it so I could send it to Fanta. Because she won the art. And, kind of make it neat. So but yeah, then the Berserker came from Daredevil. I was like, let me draw then I was like, oh, so then I started messing around, and I'm like, what if I draw just like a fucking cartoon? And then it's like, oh, this is great. I'm having such a good time working on this that I'm really in no hurry to to put it out. I want to have the stuff that I want to have it ready, and it's gonna be ready when it's gonna be ready.
Granted, I don't want to be working on it for 3 years though either. You know?
Yeah, you don't want a Joe Biden clone this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't want Joe Biden clones. They can't leave it in the oven too long. That's why I like everything that I'm drawing, you know, because the magic of digital art. Like I can always use it in the book. So it's not. I kind of am working on the book already, you know, just not formally. You know, I'm doing the writing, you know, and the concept stuff right now. So
nice. Can't wait for somebody to mod Cuphead with BEARZERKER.
There we go. He'd be throwing axes, just fucking throwing axes.
Well, I can't wait to see that spider boss, man.
Yeah, I'm still working on her mask. I did another one, but I didn't like because it's like split at the bottom. She's not gonna have spider teeth.
Yeah,
she's gonna have a jaw. She's gonna have a jaw that comes out. I already drew her on the she's on the Instagram and on the Twitter, but the mask is split here. So when her jaw opens, the bottom of the mask goes with it.
Oh, freaky! What was that? Have you ever seen Krampus?
Now I heard of it, but I've never seen it.
So yeah, so Krampus is, you know, it's obviously a dark take on Christmas fairy tale stuff. And there's this Jack in the Box that has like a white porcelain face like that, and it's like a giant caterpillar inside the box, and when it opens, it looks like a normal face, and then all of a sudden it goes, and like the whole bottom side of the mask just cracks off. So it's like the mask is like floating, these two floating pieces, and you just see this like the gaping maw underneath the top part.
Ah, cool. That's exactly what I'm doing. Oh shit!
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
with the centipede boss. This is what I'm doing. It's gonna be revealed later. You didn't hear that though. Nobody heard that. Nobody's watching anyway. When it happens in the book, over there. Yeah, when it happens in the book, it's gonna be like you're not gonna know. And then it's gonna be like, oh shit,
dude. Yeah, I'm stoked, man. Like you sold me, and I'm not just saying that because we're friends, but yeah, you sold me, man.
I'm having such a good time writing it right now that I'm just like, my wife's kind of getting mad at me because I'm just sitting there. So let's watch TV. I'm like, okay, but I'm like writing, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go in the next room because I can't like concentrate.
Oh no!
We're watching a comedy special, and I can't write while the comedy special's on because I'm trying to put this thought down. And even like what I've been doing too is like when I'm driving home from work, I turn on voice memo when I get ideas, and I'm driving home from work or driving to work, and just like it's reciting ideas that I'm having for the story, and then I'm coming back and then I'm writing them down and making the words better than what I can think of in my head when I was like talking about it.
Yeah.
So that's been helping big time too. Just be like, oh, I got this thought, or I'm driving home, you know, and then I'm like, oh, let me turn on a voice memo because let me get this stuff out.
Yeah, that's like the iPhone has been a super valuable part for that, where it's like, bloop, bloop, and then you just like blot it out, and then bloop, you know, like hey,
yeah. I just listen to it. You know, I gotta get some headphones though, so I can just like listen to it. You know, so I'm not like listening. I'm in my office or here in the art studio, just like. And like having it speaker and I don't like other people hearing me talk on the phone. It's like, oh, I'm not self-conscious about it. But I bought like this was like just a little shitty like little 2-set sketchbook. I went to the mountain and they on the mountains, and you know I usually draw when I'm up there, and there's like 2 of these shitty little books. And this is where all my writing's in. It's just in pencil, just fucking probably looks like a freak, you know what I mean? Like, is this some kind of dark memoir? What's going on?
This is a manifesto, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, no, it's just this and a lead holder. So I'm using like just a standard lead holder to write, and there's no erasers, and I'm just crossing just cross it out and just keep going, you know? So yeah, it probably looks like a psychopath wrote this thing.
The forensics, like he was very angry at this point.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm writing it as a story. So if I wanted to do a novel or whatever, it could just be that too. So I don't know yet, but that's how when I picture in my head, it's the easiest way for me to put it down. So when I want to draw it, I know exactly what I had planned.
Nice. Yeah, I was thinking about like the branding and stuff. Like you know how like you know, because I was a product designer for a while too, but like I don't know if I was good at it, so I'm not like. So everything I say is just whatever. But I know that with like Joe Rowling, like when she was discussing Harry Potter,
Mhm.
she wished that she didn't call her books Harry Potter.
Mm.
Because once the Harry Potter story ended, everything afterwards, it's like, yeah, Harry's not in like this, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like she had she they tried to call it the Wizarding World universe or whatever, but
Mhm.
people are still like, oh, that's the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like. I'm definitely in the wrong category for names because nobody can fucking pronounce my Infinitale. You know, if you're British, good luck, buddy, or Australian, yeah, it ain't happening. Infinitales or
Well, when I hear it, I'm like, okay, Infinitale Chronicles. I'm like, okay, it sounds like a fantasy. Like it sounds
Mhm.
fantasy. Like right off the
Mhm.
bat, it's like, oh yeah, it gotta be like fantasy, right? Like
Mhm.
right off the bat. Like I don't have to see anything. So at least that's like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, I'm not thinking Infinitale, fucking space, you know?
Yeah, God, yeah. The trying to get that trademarked, man, that was interesting because apparently there are so many other trademarks out there that are like infinite book, infinite, like or infinite T, and it's just like infinite with a T and no E at the end, and all that, and they're like these could be construed as similar. And I'm like, seriously?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. That's one thing I gotta maybe look into is doing see if I could trademark it somehow or put my name on it or something like that.
Here's the
So-
kicker. This is the part that sucks the most about trying to trademark. You cannot trademark something unless you're already selling it.
Ah,
And that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard when I first applied for a trademark. They're like, "Oh, you want to trademark Infinitale?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Yeah, so where do you have examples of your stuff for sale?" I'm like, "Well, I don't yet. I'm trying. I'm going to be building a game and a comic book series." They're like, "But you don't have anything for sale yet?" Nope. Oh, well, you can't unless you do in the next year. Then this becomes an abandoned trademark. Like, son of a bitch!
Yeah.
So I spent all this money and it's just gone.
mhm.
But yeah, the other thing is that you can't trademark a single thing. It needs to be a series, if that makes any sense. Like you can't trademark a name unless it's part of, I can't remember what they said, but it was like something like if you just had, like, for example, if George Lucas just had Star Wars, but not Star Wars Empire Strikes Back or Return of the, there could have been another Star Wars movie made that was completely, or like a cartoon or whatever that came out. And that was actually, there's a big thing with Ghostbusters back in the day, where, you know, the actual, you know how they, remember the cartoon was called The Real Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
And the reason for that is it's actually the fake Ghostbusters. The real Ghostbusters came out in the 1970s, late 1960s, and it was a live action comedy thing. And the reason why they actually had the trademark for it, and they sued Columbia Pictures. And I believe in the credits, like after the movie came out, like when you get it on VHS or you get it on DVD or whatever, it says, "With respect to Filmation's Ghostbusters."
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's all sorts of weird. It's kind of like when
it was a cartoon too, wasn't it?
Well, the cartoon came out after the 1984 movie, so it was like a live action comedy.
I know that, but I mean, like the Ghostbusters didn't like. I'm talking about like it was like the dude, and they had like a monkey or some shit. And
Tracy,
Was that like a cartoon too, or was it only live action?
Well, so the live action came out in the late in the 70s, basically. Then 1984 came around, and they had the Ghostbusters movie, and then Filmation said, "Hey, Ghostbusters is popular." So they made the Filmation cartoon of Ghostbusters, and Columbia Pictures went, "Son of a bitch, we want to make a cartoon called Ghostbusters," and that's why theirs is called The Real Ghostbusters, because they're technically not the real Ghostbusters. Yeah, and that was a trademark nightmare. Like some of the backstories that I've been hearing about that, it's like Ivan Reitman was actually in trouble for some of that, and it was like,
oh, wow,
he didn't write it. He like that was a what's his name? Who's the guy that died? It was Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. Those were the two. Yeah, like that was their baby, and for some reason, like Ivan Reitman's like something or other got involved, and it was like, wait, so he's gonna take the slings and arrows for this? Holy crap!
Oh, jeez.
yeah, but the trademarking and all that stuff is just a nightmare. Like, you know what happened with Eric July, right?
Oh yeah, he's dealing with that right now, ain't he?
He's lucky he got a second book out, because I was talking to my lawyer actually about it earlier this week, and she was like, because he has 2 books out, he actually can trademark ISOM or ESOM or whatever it's called, because that it's part of a series, so they can now or counter whatever the lawsuit is by saying not only is it unrelated to your field, because the other thing was like the international something of ministries or whatever, it's like not only is it not even related to your field, but you're not using the same logo, you're not even like they're 2 very different things, and one is now an established series. So it's like, yeah, I think it's different than like what happened with the World Wildlife Federation and the World Wrestling Federation, because their logos were identical at one point, but only like the wrestling was like this chrome thing with like a yellow. I don't know. I'm sure it's boring shit, but like it was just funny hearing like a lawyer go, oh, like she knew instantly, like not interested in comics at all. It's like, oh, I've heard about that one.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he made big waves, man. The guy's what, $4 million in comics?
Yeah. People want to kind of shit on him, be like, well, it's not a $4,000 book, and it's like, well, it didn't plan to be, all right? Like, he just was like, I'm putting out a book, and a lot of people bought it, and they're like, well, it's not that good. It's not a $250,000 book. Well, it's like, it wasn't going to be, man. It was.
I can't fault him, man. I got mad respect for him. Like he made it work. Like. I know there's a lot of people that are like, I don't like him and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but dude, he just proved that indie comics can make it.
He did.
You know,
he did. Now, granted, if you don't like his politics or you don't think the book's good or whatever, that's another story. But it's like, at the same time,
that's besides the point.
At the same time, I don't think he needs to be like, well, blah blah blah, you know what I mean, and fight with fucking everybody.
Oh
He needs to just focus on doing part 2 and doing it better. Because anything that I've seen on it, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, it kind of looks boring as shit, but it's not for me.
well, that's the thing, is like, that's what I like about indie comics, is that there's a lot of not for me's in indie comics. There's a lot of books where I'm like, well, I backed the first one, but I'm not going to return, but I still like that it's R&D. It's research and development, that these are people taking risks so that what sticks we'll see more of. Dude, like I'm a fan of Irene Strakolsky there. The Fiendish stuff.
Yeah,
like really I can't wait for book 2, man.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm looking, like I got my so I have like a long box. After every 2 years, my spinner rack fills up, and I just chuck everything into the long box, and then with the empty spinner rack, I just fill up another for 2 years. And I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing a lot of repeats in here. That's a good sign. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, not everything. Like, yeah, you could say like, I don't like this freaking book, but like, that's okay, because clearly there's a market for it.
Exactly. It doesn't necessarily mean every comic book has to be for you.
Yeah.
Or change those comic books for for you.
Let's homogenize it.
Yeah.
Dude, there are plenty of people who took a look at Infinitale Chronicles and went, I'm not into this, this elf shit. And I'm like, okay, that's your right. I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna get heated. How dare you? Whatever. Different strokes, different folks, man. If they don't like mine, guess what? They might like Berserker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like because of the indie comics, I feel like fantasy has taken off. Westerns, war comics, like it's not only superheroes now. And when it started, everybody was doing superhero shit, but now it's like everybody's branched out to do their own stuff now, murder mysteries and stuff like adventure and serials and pulp and stuff like that now, to where it's actually like broadened the spectrum of comic books now to how it used to be back in the day, where those kind of comic books for everybody.
Yep.
You know, it's only the mainstream that are like we're making comic books for these fucking people that don't buy books.
Yep. That like to
Not working
fantasize
out
about
too well,
proms. Yeah. Well, it's definitely a good time to be a fan of indie comics because there's something out there for everyone.
Mm-hmm. It's getting late. I think I'm gonna wrap it up, man, because it's 1:30 here.
Sorry, I got a big mouth.
Oh, it was good. It was a joy to talk to you, Chris. It was nice to see you again, man. It's been a minute since we were able to hung out. Don't be a stranger. You're welcome anytime. That's why I got you in the room, man. So if you ever want to pop on and shoot the breeze, more than welcome to you, my man.
Thanks for having me, man.
So I'm not gonna hang out after the stream. I'm shutting this shit down. I'm like, man.
Gotcha.
So where can we catch your stuff, Chris?
You can catch me over on X or Twitter at Infinitale Comic, or you can head on over to the website that I showed off earlier at InfinitaleChronicles.com.
Yes.
And
Chronicles. Yeah, go check out that website. There's a lot of work that goes into that website. It looks amazing.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's what the future is gonna be. I bet everybody's now starting to post their shit on their website now.
Oh yeah.
3 years ago, people were laughing at it. You know, oh, it's never gonna work. How are you gonna get off of Indiegogo? I can't believe it. No way. Now what do you have? Those same guys are posting. Go to our website.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, you're ahead of the curve, man. Some guys are ahead of the curve, and they deserve credit for it.
Sweet. Thanks, man.
All right, man. Well, it's a joy talking to you. Catch all my stuff, MightyBotStudio.com. We got the store, the Twitter, no Facebook. I keep wanting to say fucking Facebook. No Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram. Yeah, and then I'll see you guys next Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Everybody have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all later.